He didn't go to UCLA, but if this town gets any worse, he'll be saying, "See you, LA." Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the to get it on. Very funny comedian Dustin Ybarra is in the studio.
Ooh, thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Well, I got to watch Dustin do a set at the Kennedy Comedy Jam a few months ago. There was a little buzz about you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, I know Jamie Masada from the Laugh Factory was there. He came up and was like, "Oh man, I saw you at that thing." I'm like, "Oh shit, thanks, dude. Give me some more spots."
I was backstage and Dustin went on early, maybe second or something.
I think second or third. Yeah.
And people were going, "You got to keep your eye on this kid."
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, and then Dustin was really funny, and it went over really well.
Well, thanks, man. You were too. We were talking. That was like a really good crowd because I wasn't
Good
expecting
crowd.
I didn't know like what to expect. Like, okay, should I do like a bunch of political shit or something? But I just did my set, and they were just cool.
Yeah, I think everybody goes into every event going, "I think I should do this and not do that," and then at some point they show up and they go, "Oh fuck it, I'm just doing the old shit."
Yes.
And which the crowd loved.
Yeah.
With everybody.
Yeah, it's just a comedy show. Yeah.
I agree, but Dustin's got a unique style that feels like different or new or something that's
Something like
unique.
that. Yeah, sure. Unique. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
He's
it.
doing it now.
Look at me. Come on. Wacky. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt different and it felt good. And I watched the set, so
thanks,
good on
man.
you.
Well, thank you for having me, man. I had a late night last night. I was doing a lot of protesting, so I'm happy to.
You're
happy to be here. You know,
You're out there.
Yeah.
UCLA, USC.
No, they're closing the Chipotle by my house, and I just wanted to. Yeah, it's a staple, you know. So I just wanted to show my support. You know.
I was just picturing in my mind all the tents on all the college campuses, especially like at UCLA, and just some homeless dude standing next to some protester going, "Welcome to the neighborhood, bro. You want to swing my tent and get high later on?"
Oh, yeah.
Because they were early money on the tents in
Bringing out
LA.
cookies.
There's some nice tents, too, man. I see, like, Coleman, like, oh, shit, man. This guy shops at Dick's Sporting Goods, man.
Wait a minute. I just thought of this. Who the fuck is setting up those tents? Because there's no way those 19-year-old chicks who don't even... They're full-time Grubhub. They've never jump-started a car.
Yeah.
They can't drive a
There has to be an
manual
app of some
shift.
sort.
There's no... They could do a little troubleshooting on your MacBook Pro
Maybe,
or something,
yeah.
but no way those bitches are setting up a tent. Setting up a tent is a thing.
It takes work, yeah.
It takes a little dexterity.
Yeah.
It takes a little engineering.
You got those weird poles that got to connect together.
Who's putting all the tents up?
Dudes who want to get laid, probably. They're like, they don't even know why they're protesting. They're like, "Oh, this chick's hot, man. I'll set up your tent, babe." Yeah.
There's got to be some like Soros-funded tent putter-uppers.
Soros funded.
Soros-funded. I wish I could get some fucking funding from Soros or the Koch
me
brothers
too,
or any of
man.
those guys.
Yeah, I'll be like, "Come on, man. I'll do your devil shit. Let's do it,
I
man."
could set a tent up. Where's my money?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing that I thought was funny, and I really realized about the generation, because I'm one age, all the campers and protesters are another age, and then you're sort of right in the middle. So you have to kind of figure out where you land. But the one chick, I think at Columbia, was like holding a press conference, and she was like, "Hey, man, we need water, we need food." And then she's like, "You want these people that took over this building to die of dehydration? What's wrong with some water?" And it's like, bitch, there's a drinking fountain in every hallway. And then I realized she's never drank water from a drinking fountain, from a sink, from a hose. Like, in her world, if you don't get Aquafina, you die of dehydration next to a drinking fountain. Like, I realized... You got to realize those buildings they're taking, those are from the 20s, from the 30s. There is a drinking fountain every 30 feet.
Oh, definitely.
How are you going to die of dehydration?
Dude, there's lead in there, man. You know, you can't have that in their bodies.
You're
know?
right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
But someone should have made a Sam's Club or a Costco run beforehand. Been a little bit of prepared, you know what I'm saying?
The funniest scene was they were lowering the milk crate down from the second story to be filled with food, but someone got large pizzas. And they were trying to get the pizza
Large
box like
pizzas.
into the milk crate. And it really, it looked like a monkey trying to get termites out of a hill. You know, like it was like they had no dexterity, no skills.
All the great protests had pizzas delivered too, right? Like women's suffrage. Susan B. Anthony, she got some pies.
You go back and see Martin Luther King walking across the Selma Bridge, and you'll see a Domino's car right behind him in the picture. Yeah,
I had a dream for oven-ready pizza.
That's right. Thick crust, Chicago style. Yeah, they crop it out of a lot of the pictures, but you'll see it in the originals.
Rosa Parks was waiting for her DoorDash to get
Yes.
That's why she had to move to the back.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
It's pretty
pizzas.
crazy, man. Everyone's talking about the protests right now, too. And I'm just like, well, what's going on?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I've become enamored with people who are living a life that is better than almost anyone on the planet being repressed and downtrodden. Like any claims, micro or macro. We see it in our own relationships. Sometimes like your woman will go like, the Uber guy was 12 minutes late and I missed the previews to the movie. And like, okay, that's not a real problem. That's not a real thing. I know it feels like something.
It does feel like crap though when that happens. Like, come on, dude.
My heart goes out, but I'm still saying historically, other people are being attacked by, German shepherds and hit with fire hoses. And,
and then there's like pickles on my burger, and I'm like, I didn't order pickles. This is bullshit. This is a travesty. This place needs to shut down, dude.
I was also thinking, all we need is one Kent State type tragedy, like
Kent State. What was the Kent State one?
Kent State was a big protest against the Vietnam War.
Oh yeah, and they shot the students, right? That's
but it's just one. You know what I mean? Just one, and everyone fucking scatters, right? But just one live round. Like, but get a guy, Mark Wahlberg type to just put it in the meaty flesh of a thigh. You know what I mean? Of a fat chick. She goes down. Everyone scatters. Like, just one shot. One shot. The other thing I realized is paintball guns would stop all this in its tracks.
Oh, yeah. Those are fun, too. They should give them to both sides of the protesters. Just be like, hey, go at it.
Yeah, capture the flag.
Yeah. They've got, like, the green and red and white, so it's, like, the Palestinian colors, too.
Yes.
You can tell, like, who wins by, like...
the blue and white would be the Israel guys. Oh, Paintballs, but you know what would really work? And I'm embarrassed it took me this long to bring it up. I have a theory. It's more than a theory. It is a proven science that's not being implemented. Attack crows.
Attack crows?
Attack crows.
Like the bird, the crow?
That's right.
Okay.
Like the bird. Smart as shit.
You can't teach them. I've been watching crow videos. They get you can teach them to go get you money, and they bring it back and shit, man.
They'll get you money. They'll solve puzzles. They'll sit on your lap while you run a brush through their feathers. Like, they are a much better pet than a dog.
I can see that.
All a dog does is shit and nap.
Yeah.
Crows will do your bidding.
They will.
They'll go out and find you jewelry and bring it back.
Yeah, you can put little notes on them, too, like in Game of Thrones, man. Send them out there.
Send a message.
Hell yeah.
And there's plenty of studies. First off, they have all these studies where, like, well, not studies, but cases where, like, some young girl found a crow when she was 9 and, like, nursed it back to health. And now the crow follows her when she walks to school.
Lifelong friends.
And if a dog comes up and starts fucking with the little girl, the crow attacks.
Yeah.
They're so loyal.
I love those videos online, too.
There are no lazy crows.
No,
there are
you
no
don't see
fat crows.
No.
There's no dumb crows.
No.
They're all just motivated, lean, mean, and eager for the fray. Like, they're ready to go at a moment's notice.
I think that should be America. Like, replace the bald eagle. Put a crow on there.
Put a crow on there.
Crows are
And
effective. What do bald eagles do, man?
There's no variation in crows. What I'm saying is, like, some people have a dog, and it's a dog that's really good for home protection.
Yes.
And then there's my dog. If somebody came to steal stuff from my house, my dog would help them. That's where do what he could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then probably try to get in the van when they were leaving. You know
take
what I mean?
me with you.
Let's go.
Yeah, all right. Crows are all the same. Lean. They all fucking fly like they're F-18s. They're angry, and they will take on something that is 25 times their size easily. They don't care.
Yeah.
They have huge balls.
Yeah.
They're smart. They can all solve the puzzles, and they recognize who you are. Like, they did a thing. I think they're doing a study in Stanford, and they're studying crows, and the guys had to go out and go up to the crow's nest and get the chick crows and like bring them back to the lab.
Oh, man.
The crows started recognizing the dudes and attacking them when they would walk out to their car at the end of the day. So the guys had to start putting on like Richard Nixon masks to go get the chicks because they would be recognized if they didn't put a mask on, which is also not fair to Richard Nixon or anybody else you put the mask on for, because now that guy gets attacked.
Someone who looks like Richard Nixon is just all of a sudden attacked by crows.
He's got a receding hairline, guy in his 60s, a little too much pomade. He walks outside, boom.
No.
So
that's a weird job too, going in and grabbing the little chicks from the crows, man. How do you get that job, you know?
That's a spry man's job. That's a young man's job.
Yeah.
That is not.
There's no old crow
There's
keepers.
no one who has tenure at the university who's overweight. You got to shimmy up the tree, Brad. No.
They tried it with Bin Laden masks, actually, too.
Oh, really?
Oh, that would have been smart.
Listen, I'm not here to defend Bin Laden, but that is not fair to Bin Laden. He steps outside the compound. You know, he's going to go stone some bitches. Next thing you know, he's being attacked.
Bin Laden stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah, stoning bitches.
Or they could use them over there in the Middle East, too, because if you're a chick and got caught reading or driving a car or something,
that's a big no-no.
Now it was time for you to get a stoning. That guy picks up a rock in the fucking... The point is when the crow hits, you got to run.
You got to take
All
off.
you do is
you can't
drop whatever it is you're doing, put your hands over your head, and you start running for
cover.
Indoors.
Indoors. That's the only place you can go, man.
If there was an open septic tank, most people would dive
jump
into it to avoid the crows. All right. So they're mean, they're smart, they're problem solvers, they're motivated, and they're dedicated.
Yes.
If police had crows, they could break up every mob in 10 seconds. Just set the crows on the mob.
That works better than tear gas.
Much-
You know, I would because you can wear like those little.
Not only that,
What do you do against the
tear
crow,
gas?
man?
They pick it up and throw it.
They do. That is.
You can't do that with a crow. You can't grab a crow and be like, "Hey, pigs, take a crow." Like, no, you could do nothing but run.
Yeah, but then the crows, if they join the police force, they might become racist after a while. Then it's like, then you got a whole issue. Like the crows got to take the stand.
They would call it
body cams.
They would call it crow filing. 3 black teens in a car. And
Profile.
You show them at church and show the crow all smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, and the black guys looking at the black crow going, "Come on, Uncle Tom, man."
He's got a swastika under those feathers. You know it.
That crow, 10 crows could break up any mob at any size, on any lawn, at any school. And it's perfect because the crows are already there.
Yeah.
They're up in the trees because all it is open campus with grass and big pine trees, right?
Yeah.
They're already there looking down going, "Look at these fucking pussies."
Yeah.
All
They might
gotta
just
do-
start doing it. You know, they might just be like, "Hey,
It'd be nice if they evolved toward law and order.
I
You know
love
what I mean?
it, yeah.
And then you'd have a rogue crow.
Oh my God, yeah.
And they put him like in charge of the border. Like, you look for the guy smuggling the fentanyl, but he's
dude.
getting paid off with corn, you know?
yeah. Serpa crow.
Serpent crow! He deep crow cover, man.
Yeah, dude.
He pretends to be an outlaw crow, so he infiltrates the biker gang.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it just keeps...
Who's this new guy?
Yeah, he's smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the attack crows would break up any of these things. It would work perfectly. You can't really claim damage. You know what I mean? Like, them dive bombing your heads never really caused any long-term injuries.
No, it's just like, man, I got to.
And everyone would just scatter.
Yeah.
They would scatter. And then what would you say to the police? Like, all right, we wanted them to scatter. Look, you want rubber bullets? You want tear gas?
No.
You want a fire hose? You want a baton? You know, get the
Gotta have
crows.
the crows, yeah.
And
Crows
you
would
can get
break up
places
everything.
faster. You
Oh,
can no
so
longer,
quick,
you,
yeah.
like climb on roofs to get away.
Well, they're
to
just
evade.
hanging out there. You know what I'm saying? They're just always
Oh,
there.
they're always around.
Yeah.
They're
You
always
just got to
patrolling.
teach them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Well, you know, there's a saying: as the crow flies. You know what I mean? You're zigzagging your way through traffic. They're just going beeline.
Yeah.
That's true.
They could get from the Van Nuys police precinct to UCLA in 14 minutes.
Oh,
You're stuck in traffic. You know what I'm saying? You could dispatch your crows,
Yeah.
you know? And they're smart enough, you could teach them.
Oh, yeah. You can teach them anything, man. Just
They taught crows, I think in Europe, to pick up litter and throw it away.
Oh, I
at
don't even know
parks.
how to do that.
You
That's
couldn't handle
crazy.
that.
No, dude.
You'd
I
fuck
would
that up
freak out.
immediately.
Man. Plastic, paper, recyclable.
Yeah. They were picking up cigarette butts that people threw down in parks, putting them in a receptacle, and they'd get like a kernel of corn. And that's the other thing. All your other employees, overtime, sick pay. Then there's all the fucking lawsuits when the guy claims, the cop goes, I'm mentally scarred.
Yeah.
I'm taking disability now. I mean, it's got uniforms, flak jackets, ammunition. I mean, it's got to cost $200,000 for every fucking pair of boots you put on the ground. Overtime. All those cops that are over there guarding Columbia in New York at night. They're all on golden time, and they're all just standing around.
Yeah. No,
Crows,
they're not going to start a union,
Can of corn.
That's all you need.
We have so
Can
much
of corn will take care of the whole flock for a week. That's it. Save the taxpayers money. And we can use them in L.A. All these guys that are doing all the tagging, like climbing up on the freeway overpasses with the spray can at 4 a.m, that's done.
Yeah.
Crows.
No. They don't sleep.
They don't. They're like rust.
Yeah.
They don't sleep. And they'll go right after that. Anybody does any... All right.
I'm interested in this. We got to start
L.A.
teaching.
has that tower in downtown. And I don't know what happened with the developer, but all they did was tag every
no,
single
I
floor.
saw that.
Right,
Yeah.
Not with crows, they can't. You can't be on the 18th floor hanging off a fucking balcony with a can of Krylon. You got a tack crow, you're right back inside. Boom.
They're vigilantes, man. They would just run the city.
Well, they're inherently mean.
Yeah, which is good for
Which is good. That's
job.
we want that.
You
Right.
don't want like a soft crow fucking reading Reader's
Poems.
Digest. Yeah, come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
I want the hardened crow.
I am worried. Is
Got
there a
beat.
point where they realize they don't need us?
Oh, and then
The
they, like,
crows?
Yeah.
oh, like a Planet of the Apes type thing, but
They
with
start
crows.
taking over.
I could see that. I would vote for a crow.
I could see
Good-looking
crows
crow.
getting, you go, that crow's got charisma. The ladies love him, even though they're not sure he's a dude.
It's
they
a
still
crow.
love him.
Yeah, he's probably
I have
got
all crows as men, by the way. I don't know how they reproduce. They're all dudes. If you ask me, I've never think there's I mean, Sheryl Crow, maybe. Maybe.
Oh man, now I'm just going for crow things.
All right, we got a video of a crow placing cans into a trash can. They will do any. Do you know you could get Caesar Milano, the dog whisperer? Milan. Caesar Milan, stop the video for a second. You could get Caesar Milan to work with my dog for 17 years, and he would never be able to teach him to pick up a can and throw it away. Crows, that's 15 minutes.
No, it's
They
quick,
know
man.
exactly what you need.
Some corn,
They're smart.
These crows are picking up garbage, cans, aluminum cans, and they're recycling them.
Oh, there's got to be some money to be made here.
You can't do that with a reptile. You can't do it with a dog. A cat might be able to do it, but would never do it. Be like, suck my cat dick. Like, I'm not getting off the sofa. I already got my cat condo. It's got shag carpet inside and outside too. So we've carpeted my entire condo. The ceiling of my condo's got carpet on it. So I'm not fucking going anywhere, dude. There's way too much shag in my condo. Yeah, they're flying around, picking up stuff. They're solving riddles and problems. They're using tools.
That's scary, man.
They understand water displacement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's wrong? All right.
Dude,
Play devil's advocate.
What?
Shoot holes in my crow theory.
Okay.
Why couldn't we use them for policing?
Well, okay, we already talked about how they could be racist, you know.
Yeah,
Crows could be racist. They don't know how to, they're animals still, you know what I'm saying? Like, they still got that killer instinct. Like, they don't know when to quit, you know?
Maybe they
could
get
be-
jealous.
They could get jealous.
Maybe they get jealous of the police dog.
Oh,
Like they see the guy out there with the police dog, petting it and being nice to it and giving it some kibble or something, and they go, "Fuck this! I'm the big crow in town." You know what I mean?
couldn't see the crow like being able to partner up. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like it's
no.
like that. It's almost like Mel Gibson, Lethal Weapon.
I think of him more Stallone and Cobra. You know,
Stallone,
he
yeah.
just kind of works alone.
Can't
you
get
know what I mean?
along.
He
He's
doesn't
never had a
play
partner.
Doesn't
Yeah.
play by the rules.
Yeah.
You know
You hear
what
what
I
happened to his last partner?
mean? That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that crow was 2 days from retiring. You could get them to police other birds. Like all the fucking lazy ass seagulls hanging around at the beach with the dumps.
Crow would destroy a
All
seagull, man.
All those seagulls that like snatch a French fry off your table when you're down at the pier eating food. You know,
Yeah.
the brazenness. Just a one crow up there. Fucking arms folded.
Chilling out, yeah.
Wings folded.
He comes
just in it.
back, a seagull's eye in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, he fucked up that seagull.
Yeah, you
dude.
tell Jonathan Livingston the bad news, bro. And then he flies away. It's a deep cut. Does anyone remember that book?
I didn't even know. Jonathan.
I remember
Livingston.
there's a Neil Diamond album based on the book.
Jonathan Livingston's.
Jonathan Livingston Seagull, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There-
A hugely popular best-selling book from like 1973 called Jonathan Livingston's Seagull.
You never do book
Oh, wow.
references.
I don't do book references, but that's how into my crow idea. I
Dude.
dug deep for a literary seagull reference.
Yeah, that's smart. What am I, a crow? You can't talk to me with all these
Yeah.
book
The reason
talk.
it's not working is because crows need better PR right now. Nobody likes crows. They're dark. They're
They're an eerie
seem
harbinger.
evil.
You know,
Yeah.
they got a bad rap. Like
Yeah.
every movie where the guy's transitioning into a lizard or a demon or something,
Yeah.
they always look up and there's a crow just looking down at him.
Yeah.
Like, I
Never means
endorse
anything good.
this.
Oh yeah, I was walking the other day and a crow was above me and it followed me for a little bit and I'm like, oh fuck, am I gonna die or something? Like, why is this crow following me, man?
They're also ballsy too, because like
Yeah.
I'll see them in the street and they're eating some carcass of some squirrel that got run over or something, and you're motoring down the street in your SUV and they're like, I'll move, but not yet.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I'll
very
wait till you
last
get right up on me. And then when I move, I'm only moving enough to get away from your tire by 2 inches. I'm not going.
They dare you. Yeah, hit me. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll
Look at-
fucking lawyer up.
Yeah, I'll look at your license plate, track
That's
you
right.
down.
Until the rest of my crow buddies that dive bomb you when you get out of your Denali.
Dude, my mom was like super religious and was always like, the world is gonna end. And she would like point out, like, did you notice how the crows are getting bigger? They're gonna eat us whenever we're dead. Like,
Really?
oh, shit, yeah. She was
probably
hardcore.
true.
My mom's very into the world type religious.
But how many times about the end of the world? Like your mom's on one side.
Yeah.
She's on the deep religious
Deep,
side,
yeah.
right? Then there's the atheist Greenpeace lovers who've been predicting the end of the world, the ice age and
Yeah.
global warming and all. That shit's been going on since 1971.
Yeah.
How many times can they or your mom be wrong before they pump the brake and kind of go, you know what, maybe I don't have all the answers? Because I've been predicting the world's going to end every 18 months
Yeah.
for 44 years.
They do the same thing too. Like whenever there's like an earthquake or something, or like the religious people be like, oh, "That's signs of the end," you know. And then the climate change will be like, "See, this is
They start adding up the
exhaust,"
things.
you know?
Right. And they find some biblical reference
Yeah.
that they can kind of graft on
little
to
bit,
some
yeah.
shit that happened. And you're just like, listen, a manure plant caught on fire in Indiana. That was really,
Yeah.
but it says.
That was Satan. That was the seventh scroll opening.
Right,
I
right.
don't know about that.
We got through 2012.
Yeah. Is your mom around?
Yeah, she's around.
And is she just waiting for the rapture, or is she
I
at work?
guess she's like, she must be in credit card debt or some shit because she's always hoping that the world's gonna end type of deal. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
for
I know.
the apocalyptic type
No,
thing.
you're
you know?
right. You're right.
Yeah.
And I'm an atheist, but I was a really shitty student.
Yeah.
Junior high and high school, you couldn't tell with my Jonathan Livingston Seagull
Dude,
reference.
I know.
mean, that's a
This guy's
literary
good.
genius.
Kent
What year was
State.
that book, Dawson? All right, but here's my point. I was a shit student, and I just had fantasies about the school burning down or the Hall of Records burning
yes.
down. Like, I should literally have fantasies about what if the 1970 bestseller, right? Number one bestseller. I had a fantasy about somehow the Hall of Records back when everything was on paper, would somehow burn to the ground, and I would no longer be a loser.
Like Fight Club, everything just
and I do
resets.
realize that all the end of days people are really just losers. Like, there's no one who's flying privately who's thinking about end of days.
I'll think of that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be thinking about World War III, and I'll be like, man, if World War III happened, then, maybe Instagram followers wouldn't be that important, and I would be like, all right, I might be able to draw a crowd,
Yeah.
If the West Coast gets taken out, I'm on the road, there's no more comedians left. Like,
Right.
whoa,
Right.
guess
Go to
who's
Dustin's
playing
show.
the arena
Carnegie
in Oklahoma
Hall.
City? Yeah.
It could happen.
Just, Netflix is a joke, gets bombed or something, and I'm
right.
in Vegas that week, and it's like, what? Every top comic is dead. It's like, what? Who books? Who's booking the shows?
Yeah, that's a fantasy.
That is a messed up
It's
fantasy.
really just part and parcel of my high school Hall of Records fantasy.
Well, if there was if I had a test at school that day, I remember thinking like, man, I hope there's a tornado or something,
Yeah.
Like if there's a tornado.
But
I was
you grew-
obsessed
you
with
grew up
tornadoes.
you grew up in Burbank, though, so
Yeah.
it's kind of a low
Didn't really
percentage.
I was in Dallas, so it could happen.
What's it like being raised by a mom who's that fanatical about religion?
Well, it was really fanatical growing up. Now it's kind of cooled off. She was really onto me, but then my little brother came out of the closet, and so all the pressure is off me now. Like, no matter what I do, I'm always gonna be the good son to her.
Yeah, that's like the straight version of that is having your brother in juvie.
Yeah.
It's like, no
but this
matter
is even
what
better.
you do, you just go, well, am I as bad as
Yeah.
Kurt? Kurt's in juvie. Okay, am I that bad? I got a D in my algebra final. But
all
Kurt,
Yeah, but look, same thing. Well, he's out there blowing dudes. You gonna get mad at me for weed, Mom? I could call her from jail. Like, I need bail money. What'd you do? Hurry! These guys look cute. You don't want to lose another one.
Yeah.
Hurry!
It's a good point. We've ever my mom would have appreciated if I was gay.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would...
No doubt.
Oh, man. Dude, if I came out of the closet, too, that would be insane. My mom would die that day.
was the
She
end
would
of the
freak
world.
out.
Yeah.
And be
Maybe
like,
I
I'm
could-
gay, too. And guess what? We're marrying each other. Like,
We met on stage. We met at the Kennedy benefit.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was funny and easy on the eyes. Yeah, my mom was a hippie and my grandmother was a hippie, and they were early adopters. And so if you have to think about human wiring has not changed since my mom was 30. And nothing's changed. It just takes on certain new subjects, but all the impulses are the same. Like, all these celebrities, they're interviewing. Like, if you ever meet anyone who has a kid who transitioned, they fucking weave it into every conversation in LA.
yeah,
That's an LA thing.
Yes,
it's not in
definitely,
your
yeah.
mom's church.
Yeah.
But LA, they're always talking about their 11-year-old who's transitioning.
Yeah.
And they brag about it because they think they get some street cred or some
well,
kudos
and they
or
kind of
whatever.
do a little
They
bit
do.
out
Oh,
here.
they do
I
it
feel
for a
like
reason.
they get like some kind of like extra, like, oh yeah, he's got a trans kid. Put him in the movie.
My
Yeah, he's
mom and my grandmother would have enjoyed me being gay because
Yeah.
it would have given them some progressive
Oh, yeah.
street cred.
Yeah.
Now they fucking rolled snake eyes because they got a straight dude who liked football and construction and
bad. Yeah, the opposite.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
all
not
the
cool.
wrh I was
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
Everything I liked was the exact opposite of the gay son they wish they had. You know what I mean? So they fucking hated me because I was like listen to Ted Nugent and dragging my knuckles everywhere.
They just put gay things around the house.
They tried to
Gay
help me
little
out.
Oh, here's a dress that fits you, Adam. Try it on.
You ever bedazzle the handbag?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Well, just try to give it a try. You might enjoy
Stuff
bedazzling.
Yeah.
Liven up those jeans a little bit. Here's a bedazzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a me day every once in a while. Just relax. You want a smart cocktail? I'm 14. Mom, we'll just put a little rum in there.
Come on, yeah.
Yeah. Now, they would have loved it because if they did ever have, my grandmother had a gay friend, and that's all she would say, you know. Harry Hay, I think was his name. So like, and he's gay, and he's gay. Like he's gay.
Like it comes up like all the like you can't just say, hey, I was with Harry. It's like no, I was with Harry, my gay friend.
Every time Don Lemon talks, he's like, as a gay black man, I know what it's like, you know, as a gay, you know, they do it's cred. They get cred.
It is cred.
My grandma and my mom were early money on that.
Oh,
they would
man.
have fucking loved it if I was gay.
Or
You know what? I would have liked it too. I gotta be honest.
It would have been great. You could then imagine if you were gay and black. Then they would have loved you.
They would have
my
loved
God,
that.
Dude.
That would have been win-win.
Yeah, anything you want. Anything. At Disneyland tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. They're having Gay Black Day at Disneyland.
Gay
No
Black
lines.
I went to Gay Day one time on accident.
It's
Six Flags. Dude, it took me a while to see what was going on. Like I was kind of like, I noticed there's a bunch of dudes dressed as like the old school gay with the leather and stuff, and then I saw a bunch of guys
Like Village People gay.
Yeah, Village People gay.
Right.
Or no, Judas Priest gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same gay.
Okay.
That's
and then,
leather gay.
Yeah, leather gay. But then these dudes had a big fruit troop. Everyone was wearing a shirt that said fruit troop, and then we put it together like, today's gay day. Gay day.
Oh.
Wild. Yeah.
You could get in on Gay Day?
They let me in. Yeah, I had to.
Didn't ask you
I had
if
to
you
pass
sucked a little cock?
Yeah,
or-
no, I had to suck a cock to get in.
to get in,
that was
to
part
get
of
in.
it. Yeah, but they were in a Bugs Bunny outfit, so it was.
Listen, it's not. You're not gay if you suck a cock to get on Colossus and not wait in line.
Come on,
That ain't gay.
That's like, hey,
That's
growing
the
up,
sort of-
man.
Yeah. So that was always my fantasy that you know they have the gay games.
Yeah. The
Which-
gay games?
The gay games.
What are the gay games?
It's the Olympics for gays. They have like who's dominating the welterweight felching division and things like that, you know. Yeah. No. It's like it's the gay Olympics. It's the 100-yard dash and the high jump and everything. It's like, well, they have the Paralympics.
Yeah.
The Olympics for people with disabilities.
Special Olympics.
And then, right. And then they have the Paralympics, they have the Special Olympics, they have the Gay Olympics. I don't know where are they holding the Gay Olympics this year, and is it every 4 years? But I fantasized that how would they know? Like,
they would probably know.
Let's just say you were a world-class shot putter and
yeah.
straight as shit.
Ooh.
But you wanted to go over and dominate.
Yeah. Oh, who said you would dominate though, man? There's like really strong gay people, man.
There are, but I think you've narrowed it down a little bit. It's not because when you're just doing the Olympics, that's just the best in the world.
Yeah.
The gay populace is only 4% or whatever it is. So you take this population and you narrow it down to just a few percentage points. And now you have to beat the best of the best, but in this narrowed population.
Yeah.
You know? So my thing is you might think you'd have a better chance in the gay games than you would in just the Olympics.
Maybe.
For instance.
Yeah. I could. Okay.
Now, when are they, Dawson?
It's going to be in Spain.
It's going to be in Spain.
Yeah, in 2026. It looks like. Yeah.
2026 in Spain?
Yeah, they had one last year in Hong Kong and Guadalajara as well, so they split them.
And they do
they
all
have medals and stuff?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But it's just a big onion ring.
I'm seeing it's actually open to all who wish to participate without regard to sexual orientation.
Oh, I want to see gay fencing.
It's just
They just use their dicks to stab each other.
That's right. So it's open to everyone?
There are no qualifying standards.
Well, there's no. This is my
What
point.
makes it gay?
They celebrate.
They have
celebrate. Okay.
They have to don't they have to take your word for that you're gay? Or they're just saying it's open to everybody? Like, I know there's no qualifying standards because no one has a gay card. You know, you can't be registered. Although in my America, if I was in charge, I would definitely be registering this gay.
And it expires every 3 years. You gotta go back in.
You gotta re-up
to the gay DMV.
I'm not saying I would round up the gays. I just want to know who they are. That's all. That's all in my America. That's all. But so Spain, that's a pretty good gay destination right there.
That sounds pretty gay. Yeah, I would go there. That seems like you'd get off the plane, a lot of gay people.
I think it'd be good to be. Now they had, so what they had is, gotta think of the word. That the name used to be for the guys who hung around the straight chicks, the gays.
Oh, the beard.
They used to call them fag hags.
Oh, okay.
That was back in the day. And then what did that get replaced with? Fag hag got
fruit flies.
Got replaced with fruit fly.
Yeah.
But
sounds worse.
Didn't you come up with?
Maybe I came up with fruit fly. I don't know. It's good. But the point is this. The point is this.
Yeah.
What is a straight guy who wants to go to Spain to bang straight chicks when the whole town goes gay? Oh, you know what I mean? Like, turnabout is fair play, right?
Yeah. Well, just by the percentages, you would have to get laid, right?
I could show up as the only straight guy in Barcelona, and I'd be like, I got a press pass. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just working, ladies, but...
That sounds like it would be a great 90s movie.
It'd be a good Rob Schneider movie.
Whoa! Everybody's gay but me?
That's right.
And he falls in love with a dude at the end.
Who needs another mimosa?
Yeah.
I'm leading a conga line of straight chicks. They're all fucking fighting over themselves to get to me. So I'm the only straight guy there.
Yeah.
But then I start having feelings for a dude.
Yeah, that's where it changes. And
Carlos, the pole vaulter. When I saw that guy's quads,
You learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. So the gay games, I don't think they would appreciate straight people in the gay games. I think what they're saying is we're not going to have you suck a dick to make it in to the gay games. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Probably bring my crows to police the whole thing. Shit got a little out of hand over there at the gay games.
Bring some gay crows too, just so it's like.
Gay crows.
Gay crows. You can tell the gay crows.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
I'll look at a crow. That crow's gay.
Look at that
gay ass crow, man.
I've spotted them.
Gay.
I know who they are. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there are no gay eagles.
No.
And there's no gay condors.
No.
And there's definitely no gay hawks.
I know. Hummingbirds, all gay.
All gay.
I don't even know how they
of them.
reproduce. Yeah.
All hummingbirds are gay. You're right.
Yeah.
But no hawks are gay. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Trying to think what other birds.
What other birds are
Well,
gay?
you'd think a woodpecker would be gay.
That would
Ironically.
be perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. But it's right in the title.
Yeah.
But no.
But it's a manly bird.
No, it's a straight ass bird. It's in the carpentry.
Yeah.
All right. We have any other videos of crows doing anything?
Do we have any videos of crows blowing dudes? Yeah.
So let's just work it out.
Okay.
Some gay crows.
Some gay crows.
No gay hawks.
No gay hawks.
All gay hummingbirds.
All gay hummingbirds, yeah.
Woodpecker.
Manliest of
the straightest of all the birds.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, ironically.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe seagulls are bi.
Yeah, they look.
Because I feel like they'll do anything for a French
they don't
fry.
even know.
You could have a totally straight seagull and go, I want you to tickle my sack for a French fry. And they'd go like, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll do anything for a crinkle fry.
Fuck it, I'll do that, man. Come on. Where's the fries, Adam?
I did bring some fries. All right. Should we take a break?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll take a break and then we'll do some news. And we'll do that right after this. Magic Spoon, well, I try to cut back on the sugar, and you know that. Less sugar, more protein in the diet. That's where Magic Spoon comes in. It makes it easier and more delicious than ever. They got a variety pack, 4 flavors, cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. My favorite. You will not know this stuff is good for you because it tastes that good. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein. So 0 with the sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 to 5 grams of net carbs, only 140 calories per serving, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, and soy-free. We all love it here. It's a way to enjoy cereal like you're a kid again without the guilt. So go to magicspoon.com/Adam, grab a variety pack, and try it out today. Be sure to use the promo code Adam at checkout for $5 off your order. It's Magic Spoon, right, Dawson?
Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, start the new year off right with a delicious bowl of high-protein cereal at magicspoon.com/Adam and use the code Adam to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode.
And now, Alcoa presents Definitely Not a Jew on the Adam Carolla Show. Dateline, Fort Collins, Colorado. A 32-year-old supermarket employee was arrested after posting video of himself ejaculating onto produce at Safeway. Definitely not a Jew.
My tacros would have solved that problem. Lickety split. There's another part I didn't tell you about my tacros.
Yeah.
They're at schools for shootings.
Yes.
They're up in the rafters of the Walmart in case someone comes in there, starts shooting away.
Uh-huh.
They're up there at the Costco in case someone starts beating off into the produce.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like they're just up there.
Yeah.
Eyes in the sky.
Self-checkout, that'll finally be policed.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Via the crow.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I don't get about the self-check? Here's how I do the self-checkout at the Home Depot. I'm too lame to do the self-checkout. So I wait in the self-checkout line, and when I get to the thing, I just stare at it. And then at some point, a guy in a Home Depot vest goes, here's how you do it. And then he picks up the thing, and then he scans the one thing, and he goes, now you put the card in the thing, and then I'll scan the rest of the thing. And I realized at a certain point, this really isn't self-checkout.
Yeah.
This is very intimate.
Yes. It's like they're like, you get better service almost because they're like helping. You're like one-on-one.
Go to self-checkout and pretend to be retarded, and you'll get you will get concierge service at the Home Depot.
Do you ever use the thing? Because like with produce, it'll be like, would you like to search by name or search by picture? And I'm like, who's searching by picture? It's
Yes.
like, okay, this looks like a banana.
Yeah.
I guess it's people who can't read or something. I don't know.
I was, speaking of the computer, man. I got that. I was trying to spell the word cocaine the other day
Oh.
on a tweet.
How do you spell cocaine? F-U-N. That's how I spell.
That's right. I was trying to spell cocaine, and I wrote COCAIN, and it was like wrong.
What?
And I was like, oh. And then what it says, I did a screen grab because it gave me, you got to blow it up a little, but it gave me 2 possibilities for this word called cocaine that I'd already done 9/16 of. No, I'd done 7/8. I'd done 7/8 of the work of writing cocaine, and I was kind of hoping the computer could.
I love when it does that.
help
Like,
me
I'll
out
help
a
you out
little
from
bit.
here. Like, yeah.
So it says cochin, COCHIN. These are what it's suggesting because I wrote cocaine, but I didn't put the E on.
Can it not?
And then it's like coaching. Well, I don't know what that word. I don't even know what coaching means, but okay, that seems like a deep cut word.
It is.
Yeah. What is it? Does anybody know?
I don't know what.
I'm seeing it's a breed of a large domestic chicken.
Oh, I was so hoping you'd say crow. Crochin.
Coaching, and then the other one is Cobain. I guess like
Okay.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Right. But I wrote a word that sounds out exactly like cocaine, that is just missing the last letter.
Yeah.
COCAIN. And by the way, Dean Cain, no E at the end of Dean fucking Cain. It's just CAIN.
Yeah.
We're there with Dean Cain. Cocaine. So I wrote it, and I'm looking at it, and it's going coaching. Why would it think I'm talking about a large chicken? when I'm talking about a song. But anyway, and then Cobain. All right, fine.
So how do you spell it though?
Glad you don't know. So then I give it another try. At this point, I just go, I'm going to go phonetic. I'm just going to go Cocane. I'll just go cocaine.
Oh, I know that's not it. That doesn't look
all right.
right.
But I'm going phonetic.
Okay.
The computer's going to be smart enough to know, my phone will be smart enough to know
Your intention.
that this thing says cocaine. It reads cocaine. For Cocane, it says no replacements found. Couldn't even venture a guess.
Right.
The word that every 9-year-old would pronounce as cocaine, the computer has no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no help at all. And I'm like, well, first off, why do they even have this if this is where they're at from a technological? And then, do they not want me to say cocaine?
No, they want you to use the snowflake emoji.
Yeah,
That's how it's done these days. Yeah. One time,
Is it trying to get me to not say cocaine?
It might not be.
Because I'm trying to say cocaine.
Oh man, it's like whenever you say anything, like I don't think you can put racial slurs. Like it'll autocorrect to a racial slur.
Well, who am I going to buy my cocaine from? Speaking of coke, you seem to know something about it.
Oh, I used to
Are
party.
people doing coke? I hear
not me.
people are back with coke.
People are. I've been sober for coming up on 2 years, and I haven't touched the stuff. But I got out like during
Cocaine
the
sober
fentanyl
or
thing.
everything sober?
Everything sober. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, Jay Mohr, he's my dude. He helped me out.
I love Jay.
Jay took me to rehab, man. That guy saved my life, dude.
Love Jay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he drove me there because I went to this like recovery thing with him, this meeting, and I had a seizure while I was there because I was in bad shape, dude.
Oh,
I was,
really?
in bad shape.
Cocaine wise.
Everything. And I had a wild weekend, and so I go there and I seize out, and I pass out, and I look up, and just Jay's there, and he's just like, this is gonna be the best day of your life. I'm like, okay. And
wow.
He drove me to rehab, and then while we were driving, he was like, the only rehab I could get you in was a gay rehab. And I'm
the
like,
gay rehab.
yeah, and I'm like, okay. And then he told me later, he's like, hey, that was a joke. I'm like, I shouldn't have blown all those dudes. But he helped me through that. I talk to Jay every day. Jay's the best, man.
Jay's the best.
Saved me, dude. It's fucking awesome. And Comedy Gives Back, they helped out too. It was a big
wow.
Yeah, Comedy Gives Back is great. They help a lot of comics, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but that was like I do not party anymore like that.
Good for you. And Jay. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Well, I talk to Jay all the time, so
Yeah.
I should bring
He's
that
great,
up to him.
yeah.
Wow. All right. So no more cocaine.
No.
But
maybe why you got any?
Back
No.
in the day.
Go on, wait.
Back in the day, you did some.
Yeah. I did. I remember. I would. I remember one time I bought some cocaine in New York.
What is cocaine a gram in modern times?
For me, like I think I paid like $100 for this little baggie. And it was in Times Square where they have like all the drug dealers, you know, and they were all like coming up like, what's up? I'm like, I talked to him first, you know. I go back to my place and I do a bump and I'm like, it was powdered sugar, bro.
Oh, man.
I paid $100 for a little thing of powdered sugar. And the addict in me was like, this is bullshit. But like the fat guy in me was like, okay. All right. It was like, all right.
Thank God I got some French toast
Yeah,
here.
I did a line of flour. Like, let's make a cake. Fuck it.
So what do you think it was a gram? I mean, you have to buy an 8-ball.
I think 100, like 80. 100,
Oh, it's that much?
Yeah, it's a good amount, man.
I
But I
thought
also
it got
had
cheap for a while.
I had friends. I had a friend who was a drug dealer, and it's crazy because like one of the times that I was about to buy some, this guy hit me up. He was like, "Hey, I got some stuff. You got to try it out." I'm like, "Oh, I'm out of town right now, but I'll be back." And that ended up being a bag with fentanyl in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there was some people that died because of it.
Was
And
that
it
those
just-
comedians who died?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that situation?
Yeah.
2.5 years ago?
Yeah, it sucked, man. There was because I
Wow.
lived that one of the dudes I lived with for a little bit in Boston.
One of the guys who died.
Yeah, and he was like the best dude ever, man. Just
So
great.
the story, if people aren't familiar with it, is probably about 2 years ago. It could have been like 2.5 or 3 years ago. There were some comedians and other people, and they're young, and they're like partying, and they got hold of a bad bag of something with fentanyl in it.
Yeah.
And 2 of them died? One
Yeah.
went to the hospital or
yeah,
something?
yeah, 2 died. 1 went to the hospital. The one that
And that bag had your name on it, but you were out of town.
Whatever that supply was, I was gonna.
Right.
And then I got back home, and then a buddy called me. He's like, "Oh, so and so died." And I'm like, "What? Are you serious, man?" But I still didn't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like it took a little bit after that.
Well, you've been
but,
sober for 2 years.
Yeah.
So how long did you go after that? And I'll figure out when that incident happened.
After that, not much. That was towards the very end.
So it was 2 years. Like I said, 2.5 years, kind of what it felt like. So it's probably somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And that was a friend of yours.
Yeah. He was pissed at me at the time too, because I was living in New York and I tore up his apartment. Or not New York, Boston. I remember I was drunk one night and like I just tore his place. I put toilet paper everywhere. I thought I was being funny. And then like the next day he's like, "You fucking, I've got to fucking kill you." I'm like, "Oh shit." So then that happens because he was one of the dudes I want to like make up with and be like, "Hey man, I'm sober now, blah, blah, blah." And then like that happened.
Oh, right.
But he's just a great guy. All those, they were all great, man. This fentanyl thing, it's a motherfucker, dude.
I mean, there was a time when if someone went and got a bag of anything from a park anywhere, you'd just bring it back to the apartment and you'd all just snort it or eat it or swallow it or whatever. Like, no one gave a shit about any of that stuff. I just can't do that now.
Nah, dude. And they got test strips, I guess, but it's like, I'm not going to test a fucking bag of cocaine. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, or Narcan.
Then
what year was that, Chris? Or somebody, Dawson, if I'm questioning a year, we got to figure it out because it was a big story. It happened out here, and I think the female survived, but maybe the two fellas didn't.
Yeah, I think it was like 2.5 years ago.
Does everyone remember that story?
I do, yeah.
All right, we'll find it. Let's see what they have to say. So those were friends of yours, all of them?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
September 2021.
All right.
Okay.
So that's 2.5 years? Is that what that is? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I have a good memory for that shit.
So it's like I think that instance, I remember a lot of people in our group, just everyone kind of stopped partying around the same time. Because it's one of those
freaky.
moments like, oh shit got fucking real. You know?
No, this is your AIDS.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, essentially, like, hey, we're going to clubs, we're fucking in bathrooms, everyone's going bareback, and then everyone starts dying, and you gotta slow your roll.
Yeah. And it wasn't just them. You would hear other people. You just hear these stories like, oh, so-and-so died the other night. So-and-so died the other night. You know, it's like,
right.
You know, everyone was just, getting that fentanyl in there. I don't even know how that started either. You know, I guess I heard things that like one of the cartel groups put in another cartel group's batch so that they would get a bad rep or something. But I don't know. You just hear these things.
You can't even do pharmaceuticals because there could be bootleg.
No, I know, dude. I know someone in the recovery thing that just happened to their mom. They got a little. It was a pill. I think it was a hydrocodone or something, and it had fentanyl in it. And boom.
You know how we could secure that border? I think you know. My attack grows. My attack grows.
I think I know.
Anybody from a cartel that started wandering around with a sack of fentanyl. Boom.
No, boom.
Death from above.
Take them out, man.
All right. Well, that was sad but informative.
Yes, yeah. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's probably, look, saying just say no. You know, when I was growing up, it would say, oh, God, let's see. They come up with these slogans. You know, they go, say ugh to drugs and nope to dope. And it's like, that's not going to do it. You're going to have to do more than saying ugh to drugs. Like
that was written by someone on drugs.
Yeah, and then Nancy Reagan would come out and go, hey, kids, just say ugh to drugs and nope to dope. And it's like, all right, well, that'll be about as effective as the coexist bumper sticker on the Prius at the Whole Foods. Like, show that to Al Qaeda.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring your Prius out there.
He's got a point. It's a fish.
It's a valid point with a Star of David and a fish. Yeah, okay. No effect.
Yeah.
But not knowing there's this sort of killer substance that could be laced into any pill or any powder, that does slow your roll a little bit.
It's like a real thing, man. Yeah.
And I wonder, I mean, it would have to, what I'm saying is, when AIDS came along, condom use went up 86%. or a lot of the stuff that was going on. They stopped doing a lot of the bathhouse stuff.
I hear it was a tough day for gay Olympics that year.
Oh my God,
it was a tough one.
That was a very difficult day for the gay Olympics when AIDS came about. So this would have to have the same effect AIDS had on bathhouses in San Francisco would have to, at some point, be the same effect that fentanyl had on casual cocaine users, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. News? What's the news?
Okay, so we were talking about Barbra Streisand.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. Let's get to sexy now. Come on.
Underground Mall. Well, so she went viral with in Instagram comments. There's Melissa McCarthy. She posted some pictures of her on her Instagram account with a director and a choreographer. It was a celebration of a choreographer named Matthew Bourne. And Streisand comments on the pictures of Melissa and Matthew saying, "Give him my regards. Did you take Ozempic?"
Right.
And everybody's just like, you can't ask somebody that.
Right.
But we're trying to normalize it. They both deleted. First, she deleted the comment, and I think Melissa deleted the whole Instagram post.
Which makes people hit it harder.
All right, people know she has those. Her fat friends are gonna want some, man. They don't want to share it either. I tried to get some from Jay, man. I'm like, let me get some Ozempic.
Oh, he's on like
Manjaro
or something.
Yeah,
It was good.
I talk about
it looks good.
If I had Ozempic, I would share it with other fat people. Like I'd go to Golden Corral, the dart gun, like.
That's right.
So they should do it with all fat people. Crows with those. Crozempic.
Crozempic.
Look at that.
Oh,
Pharmaceutical
man.
companies love this.
Yeah, they just go around fat people and drop Ozempic.
Yeah. So, like, you would work with the crows, like any fat ass eating a foot long, walking at the park, dive bomb him with the Crozempic right in the neck. Nothing they could do about it.
No.
You don't see that crow coming up on you.
I don't even want this shit. I'm not hungry anymore. Obesity solved right there. Diabetes done.
Yeah, now to be so
Obesity.
Barbra Streisand is 80 years old. And I don't think she thinks she's sharing that with the world when she's putting it out there.
Yeah, there are theories that she thought she was just DMing, but she wrote it in the
also, Barbra Streisand has a kind of, she has F me money, which is better than F you money. What's
F me money?
F me money is I'm 80 and I have more money than I could spend before I die.
Oh, okay.
So I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
She also has a little, she's been so popular for so long that she's got a little mouth of babes things. Like she just will say stuff like, I don't know who you are. You can't say that or whatever. Like
that old school, very famous Hollywood. They're not making those anymore.
Saying stuff like the paper would say, how dare you, sir? I said good day. Stuff you would never say to another person. She will say it. So she could have just been genuine, like, hey, you look so thin. How's this going? And she probably is on Ozempic because she's been fat for 49 movies and now she's dropped 60 pounds. She looks good. So
there's no trash talking at all within that comment. But people are saying like, you shouldn't be asking people.
Do you think that that fat people like one day just won't be around anymore?
Oh, there'll be no such thing as fat people?
Yeah. Because if Ozempic gets big and stuff, like you just see like old pictures like, what are these creatures? They were fat.
Oh, yeah.
They were fat people.
I don't know, man. It's going to affect Major League Baseball a lot. Like, who's going to be behind the plate umpiring these games? You know what I mean? That's a fat guy. There's certain fat guy jobs.
I don't want a skinny guy. Man, strike. Get the fuck out of here,
I don't
skinny
believe you. Beanpole. That was a check swing, skinny bones. You got to be fat.
What are other jobs where you got to be fat at like that?
Fat, okay. Running a microbrewery. I don't trust that guy out of Portland who's got six-pack abs. Like, you don't make good beer.
No, fuck you.
I need fat guy for that job.
Yeah.
I need fat guy for medications for diabetes that they run during Fox shows. You know what I mean? Where the fat guys like at work and they're dancing and stuff, and he's fat,
Yes.
So I need diabetes medication, fat guy.
Yeah,
I
you
need behind
need
the plate.
NASCAR pit crew guy with a headset that talks.
Yeah,
to the
not the
driver.
guys
You gotta
go-
take it in.
Not the guy's going over the wall.
No,
The guy's yelling, rubbing his racing, into a headset.
That guy eating
That
the
guy
Jimmy
needs-
John's.
That guy needs
He's
to
on
be
your
fat.
left, inside.
Yeah, that guy needs to be.
Yeah.
That guy needs to be fat.
Spotter's got to be fat. Yeah.
Spotters, NASCAR spotters have to be fat. And there's no way around
I wouldn't
that.
trust a skinny one.
No,
they
no.
don't know how close things are.
Yeah, they have a thing with ratios, and they have spatial ratios because their whole life they're going. That's not a foot long. That's a 9-incher. No, that's not. Yeah, and they're always pointing at the bigger slice. When they go to the deli and they're like, no, not that.
Give me that one.
Not that bear
one.
claw. No,
Two
3
behind that
back,
one.
2 from the right. That's the bear claw I want. So their spatial ratio thing is off the charts.
It's amazing. They
It's
can fit
amazing.
things
They
in
could be
places.
at Talladega, a quarter-mile away from that
yeah.
car, and they know exactly if that guy's in the draft or not.
Exactly.
But that's fat guy ratio. It
Yeah,
started
they know.
early.
They know. Yeah.
They also had to pick stuff out because they probably had a fat sister, and when they were kids, they're like, "Well, there's only one Snickers bar. All right, well, I'm going to break it in half." Mom would cut it in half,
yeah.
and you go, "You get to pick." And the fat guy's like, "That one's
He knows
3 millimeters longer than the other one." Fat guys know ratio.
It goes into the fat guy brain, just all these graphs popping up.
Right, suing
This is
McDonald's
a
because a
Snickers.
quarter pounder's not the weight of it after it was cooked. It's wet weight. And
They understand math,
They understand
space.
math and space and ratios, and that's a
Yes.
fat man's world. That's why they can call balls and strikes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just see it come.
You and I can't tell if that guy legged out that fucking infield single. They can. They know ratios and space, fat guys.
I've definitely done that at the movie theater when I'm
Doing
like,
a
can I
lot of-
fit in here? This guy's got his legs up. I don't think I can make that. I got to sit real
Yeah, but their whole life is staring through a glass, going, "Not that. No, not the one with the jimmies."
No.
To the back, two back,
that's the
one
one.
down. There it is. That's the biggest of the donuts. Yeah,
It's like that iPhone app where you can see how long something is.
yeah. What's in
have
their
to
brain?
naturally.
Take a picture. Yeah.
So the fat guy's good.
Yeah.
yeah.
we need a
So
nap.
we'll be done with that. There'll be no more parallel parking.
Oh my God.
Not with skinny guys.
Fat guy's best parallel pocket. Yeah.
They don't even because they can't turn their head. They got to use the mirror. They have to rely on the mirror, but they fucking trust it.
They're good.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
We need them.
NASCAR spotter. I was about to say NASCAR spotter.
Yeah.
Beat me to it, man.
I'm against Ozempic now.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's going to
You
kill
need
the
fat-
sport.
yeah.
It's going to kill 2 sports.
Yeah. They're just going to have to be designated to reservations or something.
We'll be
where
like
it's all
talking
fat.
to our grandkids, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, remember there used to be fat people and baseball and NASCAR? What happened?
Fat
all
people
gone.
are like bees.
Yeah.
We need them as a society.
Yeah.
And-
We do need it.
Oh, we don't have like defensive line coaches.
Oh
in-
my God!
In college, there's no defensive
No.
skinny defensive line
They
coach.
they have
offensive
the
line
last
coach.
two fat people, and they try to make the mate to make a fat baby. Like, this is our last hope.
But it's 2 dudes. It's 2 umpires.
You
know
got
what I
to
mean?
figure it out,
You gotta
buddy.
do it.
We need fat people for this mission to Mars.
Yeah, they're good at ratios.
Yeah.
Also, they got to be able to go to the big and tall place and like size up trousers.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Like,
yeah, I'm a 54,
that'll never fit.
55.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
not trying it on.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not making the
Yeah.
walk of shame to the
No.
dressing room at the big and
I-
tall. They got. They order mail. They mail order all their slacks. You know, so they have to be able to eyeball all that shit.
It's made by little dwarfs in a shoe.
That's right. Yeah, very
Yeah.
good with space. Those people. And exacting too, because fat guys will have beards that they'll carve in to form themselves of chin. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of precision involved with the facial hair, more
Yeah.
space ratio.
Oh, beards are great.
Are we the
Yeah.
right distance from each nostril
Yeah.
on each side? You know, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, we can't lose fat people.
No.
We got to do something about this Ozempic.
No.
That should be the next plot to like Mission Impossible. They got to destroy the Ozempic
And also,
factory.
like, what's Melissa McCarthy doing acting? Shouldn't she be behind the plate? Like, if you think about it, really, just calling them like she sees them. You know what I mean? She'd make a great umpire.
I would watch that movie.
She's
I
a
could see
great
it now.
yeller.
Yeah.
She can put people down. You know what I mean? The guy comes running out of the dugout. She'll make short work of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Argue with him and shit.
Argue with them and shit. Kick dirt, which should count as a workout, I think. You know, I worked out today. What did I kick dirt at a manager?
I like that. I like the umpire with a Fitbit on too. Just tracking his steps during every play.
Oh, you kicked a metric ton of dirt today, so you're good. You don't have to go to the gym.
I could have that bear claw. Nice.
Yeah. All right. What else we got?
All right, so there is
Or was that even a thing? Oh, Melissa McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah.
Well, look, back in the day, it was an Al Roker thing. If anyone was just fat from the first time you saw them till their like early 60s, and then all of a sudden they weren't fat, they had the gastric bypass sleeve. They had the surgery.
And it was an obvious because they went from like huge to like whoo, super. My mom did that. I remember.
She did?
Dude, it was bullshit too because I was living with her and I was still fat and she got skinny, so she would make the house all like hot and shit. She's like, I'm cold. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I'm still fat, you know?
Think about it.
Yeah.
You looking out the window, she's trying to back into a space for 45 minutes because she got thin now. She
Dinging
lost
cars.
her ratio,
It's like,
busted
oh,
the mirror
God,
off the side.
What are you doing, woman?
When she was fat, she would have just done that with the Brody knob while eating a sandwich.
She's no longer calibrated.
Yeah, she's uncalibrated herself.
fat
Was
people
it
get
tough to
skinny
watch her
trip.
walking into walls and stuff?
Dude, it was hard. She was always tripping everywhere.
living
not
with a
used to,
Roomba.
like-
Oh, don't
yeah.
even start on stairs.
Yeah.
She would fly upstairs. She was too light. She's not used to the load off.
So it was the gastric bypass. If a former fatty, but a perennial fat ass for 30 years got skinny all of a
Yeah.
sudden, now it's Ozempic.
Well,
Right?
the bypass too. This was the early, like it's like very archaic. I feel like it was very. They would just take out a piece of your fucking stomach. Yeah.
Did it insurance cover that?
Dude, it did because I remember she was just over the line where insurance covered it, and her and my aunt got it.
Oh,
They
weight
got-
wise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they both got it, and then they hate it now because they're like, she says it like messed her up and stuff because I guess you can't get nutrients now or something, like you can't get the proper like something happened. They
You don't
just-
absorb.
Long-term effect.
Yeah, they get depressed or something now, like people who got the gastric bypass back then. Yeah.
Maybe now's not the time to tell her you're gay. She's already suffering.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a joke.
Then
or
she
you're really
gains all
doing
the
that or
weight
not.
back.
Oh, yeah. She'll eat her feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was gastric bypass surgery. Now it's Ozempic.
Right, but like with Al Roker, when he was back and he was very skinny, like I felt every conversation with him would be about his weight. Right?
Yes, yes.
But now you can't do it.
Well, because first off, everybody wants. Okay, here's the thing. Everyone wants the credit for getting skinny because the credit for getting skinny are all virtuous credits. It is, I started working out harder.
Yeah.
I stopped eating dessert. I got control over it. I stopped drinking soda. I stopped drinking at night. You know,
This guy's got self-discipline.
Right,
yeah.
right. Started working out hard and stuff like that. It's all virtuous shit. And the Ozempic is sidestepping all the virtue stuff. So
Yeah.
people kind of, they do with Ozempic the same way they do with their family if their family was rich. Like you go like, your family
Yeah, that's the only reason,
was well-to-do, right? And they go, well, we're middle class. We're like maybe a little upper middle class, you know, but we definitely weren't rich. My dad was the lead attorney for Getty Oil. And when I was in Milan for my first semester abroad, and you're like, oh, you're fucking rich. You're rich.
Yeah,
No. Middle, you know, very... That's what we have to do now. I think we have to do that with Ozempic now. We go, no, work out, discipline, working out.
Yeah, people who have Ozempic, they never want to say that they have Ozempic. It's like if you ask them like what, like just that post, she posted that, and people are like, oh my god, I can't believe she asked about Ozempic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, they'll never say, oh yeah, Ozempic. It's like, no, I changed my eating habits and stuff.
Right.
It's hard, dude. I tried fasting yesterday, man.
How'd
Dude,
that go?
I went 44 hours
Without eating?
Without eating. And then I had Wendy's, man.
Oh,
And dude, it was one of those, bro. It was the same feeling as going to buy drugs back in the day.
Wendy's,
like
yeah.
I was driving home, and then I saw the Wendy's. I remember earlier that day, I got a notification from the app, like $1 junior bacon cheeseburgers. I'm like, oh shit,
yeah, came to you.
It's on, man.
Yes, yeah. So look, we all have the answer. We know what to do, but we don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah,
What'd you do at Wendy's?
Oh, what I do? I got a chicken sandwich, spicy chicken sandwich. And I added a junior bacon cheeseburger because it was only $1. It was
It's got the word
$1.
junior in it too.
Nothing at Wendy's is in for juniors. And I remember too because it looked like a shitty burger too. And I did that thing where I was like, "What is this shit?" And then I ate it. Pretty good actually.
But you made 44 hours of fasting.
I did make, and today I haven't. So, and I've been losing weight. But it's not going to be like an Ozempic. Ozempic people, they drop it quick, man. And I tried it too. I was at this recovery meeting, and it's so funny because I bought this guy was like, hey, because I mentioned it in I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get some Ozempic, and the guy was like, hey, you want some Ozempic, man? I got some Ozempic. It's $300, and he charged me a lot. And then I took it home and I had some, and it made me sick. I was like, I don't know.
It's powdered sugar.
Yeah, it's like black market Ozempic.
Did you? It made you sick. It didn't make you not hungry.
It made me
Or
not
being
hungry,
sick
but
was
not.
not hungry.
But I was sick. I was just like, this sucks, man. I was just tired.
You only tried it one dose.
Yeah, and it wasn't through a doctor either. So he just got me what he had. I think it could have been too much of a dose. It could have been like good. It could have been. Yeah, it could have been fucking.
And you just have to like shoot yourself in the stomach, like
Yeah, and I remember I was hiding it from my girlfriend too, and because I didn't want her to know.
She
And
found it, and you're like, it's just heroin. Come on.
Let me know what you think.
You got to keep it in the fridge too, because you can't. It's got to stay cold. So I'd like go behind the cheeses, and I would put it there. I would go, and like she'd be asleep, and I'd get up earlier and be like,
You know what you should do? Now I'm thinking about this.
what?
If you want to hide, because dude, some drugs, some things need to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
Some shit you don't want your girlfriend to find, right?
Ozempic.
You got to find one food that you know she hates.
Oh yeah.
And then buy a jar of pickled herring. You know what I mean? And go, I fucking love it. And she's like, are you fucking high? And then you could put whatever you want behind the pickled herring because
That's
she's
a good
never getting
idea.
near it.
Yeah, you could put it in the pickled herring, like in a little container by itself. You know?
Yeah, there'd be no pickled herring in the
like-
pickled herring.
Yeah.
Just the Ozempic. She'd never fucking touch it.
Yeah.
Like, it would work because if you put the shit by the Skippy peanut butter or
Yeah.
something, she's reaching for that.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I was getting good at hiding stuff. Back in my drinking
Oh, when you're
days,
doing-
I would hide shit dude, I would hide those little bottles of liquor everywhere, like
Travelers.
in the toilet, the back of the toilet.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
put them in there, and then you got to get rid of cans without her knowing. So I was like, fucking just like put them in. I would put them like way up high, like behind the oatmeal.
The problem with hiding booze
Yeah.
is if you put it out of the way where you think they won't find it, that's fine. But if you do the full, like, I hollowed out a Bible and put a flask in it, if
yeah.
they do find it, you're full-blown alcohol in their mind. You know what I mean?
No,
So
I would do shit like that. Yeah, I would be like crazy, like hiding places.
If you take a bottle of booze and you like put it in a backpack and you put like the backpack somewhere, and then there's like a plausible thing where you go like, oh, I was at a show and a guy gave me a bottle of scotch and I just threw it in my backpack. I forgot about it or something. But if you do the toilet tank,
oh yeah,
that's full-blown leaving Las Vegas, Nick Cage, out of control.
I go to my apartment, knock on it. A little speakeasy open.
That's right.
Hey, Dustin, how you doing?
Did she find the Ozempic?
She found the Ozempic. Yeah, she found it, and she was.
Does she like pickled herring?
She fucked with me. She was like, "I can't believe you just bought," and it was. I can't believe you just bought that from some guy at a meeting. I'm like, you don't know what's in there. I'm like, oh, it made me sick. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Then I felt bad.
Yeah, but you didn't eat while you're sick.
I did it. No. So hey, who knows?
Maybe it worked.
All right, Dustin, let's give you a plug, man, because you've come
thanks,
out here
man.
and
Thanks for
burned
having
so
me,
many
dude.
calories on the show.
Yeah, bro.
Dates coming up: Albuquerque, New Mexico; Rochester, New York; let's see, Schaumburg, Illinois;
Chicago.
Oh, sorry, Chicago, Illinois, right? Chicago Improv.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just say Chicago Improv. And what you do is you can go get tickets at weenietips.com. And the podcast, Good Things Are Happening.
Yeah.
Dustin, that was funny. Dustin's a great stand-up. I've seen him, so I know.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Take a quick break. Back with Michelle and Cody right after this. Homes.com knows that when it comes to home shopping, it's never just about the house or condo. It's about the home. And what makes a home is more than just a house or property. It's the location. It's the neighborhood. If you have kids, it's also schools, nearby parks, transportation options, all the above. That's why Homes.com goes above and beyond to bring home shoppers the in-depth information they need to find the right home. And when I say in-depth, I'm talking about deep. That's right. Each listing features comprehensive information about the neighborhood, complete with a video guide. They also have details about local schools with test scores, state rankings, and student-to-teacher ratio. They even have an agent directory with the sales history of each agent. So when it comes to finding a home, not just a house, this is everything you need to know, all in one place. Homes.com. Homes.com. We've done your homework.
May 12th, Bertram's back.
You're welcome, ladies.
Here's a sneak preview of the new animated show from Adam Carolla and the Daily Wire.
Girls don't like me.
First, stop presuming they're girls. Maybe those students assigned female at birth haven't yet determined their affectional orientation.
What? Huh?
A Notebook, great idea! Also a fantastic movie. Let me teach you how to dialogue from a non-heteronormative and anti-patriarchal life stance to establish a relationship grounded in ethno-racial and gender-sexual intersectionality.
I'm gonna need a bigger notebook. It's pretty clear I'll never be a ladies' man. In fact, after talking to Mr. Caponzi, I don't even know what a woman is.
Subscribe now at dailywire.com and tell a friend before the premiere of Mr. Bertram on May 12th. Now back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Michelle Beadle is here. Cody Decker is here. Beadle.
I like it.
Yeah. Jesus. And Decker. Wednesdays, 12. Oh, goddamn. I gotta wipe my glasses off.
Wednesday would be awesome.
Technically Wednesday.
Just 12 hours.
Weekdays, 12 to 3. Eastern. That's what I want to say. Sirius XM. Good to see you guys. Good to see you too. So we can talk some sports. Yeah. Cody played some Major League Baseball.
Technically.
So he knows the sport. What? Oh, is it first base and third?
First, third, catcher, right field, left field, DH. You name it, I did it.
That's good, though. I mean, DH means you can hit.
It was all I
means
could
you
do.
could run.
Yeah, I could. No, can't run.
No
I could
pitching.
hit. I pitched about 10 full innings in my career when we were down by like 14, and my goal was to pitch slow enough that it wouldn't register on the radar gun. And I pulled it off a few times. Pretty sweet.
Really?
Yeah, I felt good about it.
You got to go under 70 or something?
You got to go under 50.
Whoa.
Under 50.
You're looking at the only guy that was pitching pro games throwing 43 miles per hour, just mowing guys down.
Wow. Who used to be the crazy knuckleballer guy?
Tom Candiotti?
That
Tim
sounds
Wakefield?
familiar.
Tim Wakefield?
There's an old timer. There was an
Charlie Huff.
Yeah, maybe it was Charlie Huff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy who played like into his late 40s
Huff,
or something.
it was- yeah,
He
yeah.
used to just throw these
He
crazy,
looked 80.
weird rainbow. Yeah, because nobody worked out. Everyone smoked. Everyone drank. There was no big deal.
Just popping greenies like they're M&Ms.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in
Lot of
MLB,
that back then.
right? Now, you also went to UCLA
Yeah.
and or are Jewish, right?
All of the above. Nailed it.
There's a lot of that. So it's a good time to talk to you. 'Cause,
Oh, yeah, I'm having a blast.
they're going nuts over there. I don't know what the fuck everyone wants. I don't know that they know what they want. I think they just want to fight.
They want stuff.
They want stuff, but I think what they want is the opposite of whatever you want.
It seems that way
I
sometimes.
don't know that they want anything specific.
I think some know what they want, some are extreme, and some are just there because it's cool.
Yeah,
like
some
I
are
truly
followers.
believe that. It's like kids today. Like I do think there are a few that get what they are there for, but there have definitely been enough interviews I've seen where people are like, I'm not sure why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure why they're here. And that's a little bit disheartening, but
It's college.
protest. That's when you do it. College.
Yep.
They need to hand out little laminated beat sheets to the thing. Like, listen, here's the river. This is the name of the sea. You're going to do the chant.
I
You need to
guarantee
know the
they
name of
don't
the-
know most of it. I guarantee.
That's
No.
where my laminated beat sheet comes in. Like a little media training. You know what I mean? Get the rap. And by the way, you know what? It's weird. They don't really have a spokesperson because, like, in the past, I've seen reporters go out and try to shove microphones in everyone's face and no one wants to talk. But shouldn't you find one sharp talker who can kind of lay it all out?
That'd be handy.
It'd be
would help.
nice.
Yeah.
And it would help. Yeah.
It would also make, people that are automatically sort of going to roll their eyes, it would give them something to hear, and maybe it changes their mind, maybe it doesn't. But at least we'd be like, oh, okay.
So
They
how,
know.
how did you guys get together?
They just made us.
They just kind of called me one night and said, "Hey, do you know Michelle?" I said, "Yeah, I know Michelle." He's like, "Would you like to work with her?" I said, "Yeah." And that's honest to God how it happened on my end.
Yep, same.
Michelle, how'd you get into sports commentary?
I mean, it's easy, and I love sports, and I've been a fan for so long. And I took a really long break between my last sports stuff and everything else. Then COVID hit, so I didn't work for 800 and something days in a row. And then I was just like, all right, well, I guess it's time to get back out there. And so radio, I had not really done a full strength radio show. I'd done little bits and pieces. It's great. I mean, it's 3 hours of whatever you want, which I genuinely love.
And of course started with ESPN. Is this a fair analogy? Women in their sports, the sideline reporters, they had like, oh God, was it Jane Kennedy? No, not Jane Kennedy. What's her name? Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Oh God, is it Jane? Not Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy's the actress, right?
Who is it? Like a
It was
original?
Kennedy. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful black woman. Beautiful.
Oh, you're talking like, okay, yeah. A long time ago.
Yeah, like the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Jane Kennedy.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it is.
Jayne.
Oh, no one knew Jane. Come on, someone should help me.
I didn't know how far back you were going.
I'm going
Born in
back.
'87.
I'm going back. Jane Kennedy. But there's an actress named Jane Kennedy.
Yeah, I think there is.
All right, anyway. Her name was Jane Kennedy.
Yeah.
She was beautiful. I don't know how much she knew about sports, but they used to do a lot of that.
Yeah.
They just get the hottest
Just put
chick
the
we can
sideline.
find, put her on the sideline, whatever. And then guys would be like, she didn't really know anything about sports. But now they do.
Yeah.
And I liken it a lot to MMA. Women used to have fights in the MMA 15 years ago. It just looked like a cat fight in front of a bar, like, oh, there's no skill, there's no technique here, they're just fighting,
Yeah.
Now the women got the skills, right? And I feel like women reporters in sports has kind of followed the same trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people, it's been 20 years, I guess, I've been doing this. And it was really a sideline reporter job. That's my dog. She's a woman, too, and she's speaking. It was just sideline or nothing for the longest time. And then started hosting studio shows. I think the big pivot was when you started to get to have opinions. And then now also women calling games as color analysts and play-by-play, and that is a big step as well. So yeah, it used to be it's like WWE. It used to just be hot women with their boobs and their butts out. Now they're actually athletes.
It would seem to me that calling games would be perfect for women because they're good talkers and they're great at pointing out
Details.
what guys are doing wrong. That's all they do is sit around and tell you what you're doing wrong. It's like, he should have set the pick there and rolled off of that, but he didn't. He shouldn't have pulled up from there. Yeah, check the clock, bro. Like, all women do is tell guys what they're doing wrong, and that's really part of the job.
Stop doing stuff wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be so much easier for all of us.
I wasn't very good. Sorry.
Do you guys know that Jane Kennedy was like the first sort of weird bootleg sex tape person who got me shamed or whatever it is?
Wait,
How?
what?
On what?
On
Like
how?
actual reels of film?
There were, yeah. Well,
I mean,
we're going. Yes, she was married to an actor, Leon Isaac something.
Are you looking it up over there?
Isaac
Oh, look at him. Look at him.
Leon Isaac
It's like a
Kennedy,
test.
and he was like a weird, like sort of action, kind of black action star, something like from the 80s or something. He acted a little, right?
Okay.
And she acted a little.
Wow.
And
Yeah, there they are. There's both of them.
And there was some kind of weird bootleg sex tape of her that he filmed or something, and somehow it made it out way before any of the Kardashian shit or any of this Paris Hilton stuff, or even way before DVDs or down, streaming or anything.
Wow.
There was a...
How? You have to have manually... By the way, does that say starring Muhammad Ali at the bottom, too?
This movie sounds amazing.
This is amazing.
Yeah,
Do we need to watch this?
Yes.
He was like, oh God, I don't even know who to compare him. Skinny Tyler Perry or something.
Yeah, it says he's a boxer, she's a knockout. Together they score.
Yeah, it's perfect. Right?
Amazing.
Want to watch that?
I kind of do, actually.
And I don't know what happened to him, and I don't know what happened to her, but I'm telling you, there was a crazy bootleg porn tape of her, the first, like way before Aaron Andrews anything.
Yeah, wait, but at least now with the internet, in a half second, it's everywhere.
What was the story, Chris? Do you have it there?
I'm seeing a TMZ article. This is from 2014. So Leon Kennedy, co-starred in a real-life sex tape with legendary sportscaster Jane Kennedy back in the 80s, is suing the people behind Ebony magazine, claiming they falsely ID'd him as the man who leaked the infamous XXX footage to the media. The sex tape featured Leon and Jane and is widely considered the granddaddy of the celebrity sex tape.
Wow.
Granddaddy.
That's right.
No Kris Jenner.
Leon was a big actor at the time, and Jane was a commentator on NFL Today. They divorced in the early 80s, and years later, the sex tape mysteriously surfaced. You can still find the footage online. Recently, Ebony magazine published an article in which Leon claims he was wrongly fingered as the source of
Horrible choice of words.
Speaking of fingering, there was a controversy to that tape.
Yeah.
It was involved not just the finger, but the whole hand.
Well, it
Yeah.
takes a concerted effort in the 80s to release.
Well, that's an expert round.
It was not just a finger. There was a fist
a lot going on. I'm
involved
watching
with
it.
this
He
thing.
claims he was wrongly fingered as the source of the leak. Now he is an ordained minister who preaches around the globe.
This makes sense.
And he's furious, claiming the magazine straight up lied when it wrote that he viciously leaked the tape.
Yeah. It was a
somebody
crazy
did.
tape, and it somehow got out, and it was a precursor to all of the sex tapes
And
that
now
got
look
out.
at us.
And now look at us.
And now we're
But
here.
she
So
paved
evolved.
the way for gals like yourself.
How does something
got
like that
time.
get out pre-internet, though?
It's like you have to manually deliver it.
Yeah, you
Like,
have to make copies of
Yeah.
it. It's like
We
it's
did
like a
that in the
fish
90s
concert.
with Pam and Tommy. I guess we figured it out then.
Yeah.
True.
And they're like, how were the pyramids built? I don't know.
I really
Like,
don't.
A lot
You
of
find a
guys,
way.
a lot of effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Generations.
that's how this shit works.
That's crazy. Now I'm going down that rabbit hole when I get home.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks, guys. I can't wait.
Jane Kennedy was as beautiful
Yeah,
a woman as
stunning.
you've ever seen on camera. She was a stunning woman. She's 72 years young now. Leon is 75. But
Amazing.
there was also, speaking of incidents,
Oh no, I'm scared.
you remember the Zeke Moab incident?
No. What is the Zeke Moab incident?
What is happening right
don't
now?
know.
I'm fascinated, though.
Are you ensconced in the world of sports or not?
Who is Zeke?
Zeke Moab?
Zeke Moab.
Moat.
Zeke Moat was a tight end for the New York
Giants.
Okay.
And they had a female reporter
Oh, dear.
go into the locker room. And Zeke, who just from seeing him in his uniform looked like he had a giant hog. I mean,
yeah.
when you see a picture of Zeke Moat, you're
I
gonna
can already
go,
tell by his name being Zeke.
Zeke.
Moat.
Yeah.
You see Zeke, you find me the right picture of Zeke
I'm
Moat,
scared.
and evidently he just took his dong and just bashed her
happens.
over the forehead with it. You know,
The
and just
forehead?
maybe it was the chin. I don't know.
How does that even?
I think his thing was, we don't want ladies in the locker
Yeah.
room, but if ladies want to enter the locker room, I'm just going to pull out my giant black dong and you can look at that.
I used to just go in and put my hand on my camera person's back and look down, and then when it was good to look up, I would look up. 'Cause
really?
look, no, we don't want to be in there. Nobody wants to be in the locker room. It's very
I do.
uncomfortable. I don't.
You don't.
It's just weird. It's
Why?
like let them get dressed, and then now it's kind of it's done differently.
What
but
locker rooms were you going into?
I was going for a couple years at the time New Jersey Nets, now
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn, obviously, but yeah. And everyone was. I never had any of those types of incidents. I've heard about them. but
Well, I
never
think
had them.
after Zeke got in trouble,
They give her that
people start putting their dongs back in their
Bro,
pants.
put it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would literally put your head down
Yeah.
and use your camera guy as a guide.
His name was Paul, and he'd be like, "All right, you can look up now." Because it was such an awkward dynamic that it's uncomfortable for everyone.
And Paul had no sense of humor, like he couldn't get in front of a guy with a huge dong.
I mean, he
in there.
probably
It's
could
okay
have.
now.
He was such a nice person. Like he never messed with. He could have messed with me, but he never did. He was like very wholesome about it.
Find a good picture of Zeke Mohr.
Yeah,
I think
kinda scared.
you'll understand that this guy had a huge heart.
Oh no, we get it. We
You'll see it.
You need. To
yeah.
see it.
I've been in the locker room. I've been around some teammates.
Have you seen dongs?
I've seen a ton of dogs. I've seen
clip
every
that for
player
me?
I've ever played with. I've seen their dog.
That's
Do
fun.
you outside the locker room? But what about inside the locker room?
Even less.
Do you find the guys with the big dongs sort of tend to walk around? Like, what I'm saying is, you know
Naked?
the dudes that are always taking their shirts off?
Yes.
Like, oh, man, it's 71 degrees. I'm dying up here in this T-shirt. And they take, but magically they all look good with their shirt off?
Yes.
I feel like the guys with the big dongs are the dick pic guys and also the guys waving it around the locker room.
Okay.
Oh, the dick
I had a teammate that I swear to God, this guy looked like Carl Weathers in his prime, just jacked to the gills. Every time he would always make sure he disrobed the proper amount and walk in front of every teammate. And here's the thing, we all don't want to look, but his body, he was so perfect that all the male heads just followed him into the rest. We couldn't help it.
Symmetry,
Specimen.
man.
Yeah, it's
You
like
gotta look.
chiseled.
Yeah, it was
But
perfect.
did he like to read books?
He did like
Oh,
to
he's
read
perfect.
books. God, that guy had everything.
Oh my god!
You know who had a major dong?
I can't wait to hear this.
No, I mean it. It's all gonna make sense to you.
Is it?
It is. It's all going to come into focus. The guy from Major League, the guy who played first base, the big black guy.
Oh, Dennis Haysbert?
I think it
The
was.
Allstate guy.
Allstate guy.
Allstate.
I did
How
like a
sad.
celebrity baseball game with like him and Dean Cain and Jimmy Kimmel and Kevin and Bean, like in 1996 or something. That guy was the first guy in the shower and the last guy out.
Hell
Like
yeah.
we were like, I'm not going in there with that thing waving around. It was perfect. Couldn't swing a bat.
What?
What?
Starred in 4 baseball movies. Only 3 of them were Major League movies. Also Mr. Baseball.
And he had to swing a bat, right?
Yeah, I remember sitting in the dugout going, for guys
That's awesome.
built like this who's doing all those movies, not so much.
That's heartbreaking.
It's hard too when you see like some, especially men. You're like a tall man who looks athletic, and then they can't play basketball at all. You're like, what a waste of
Dean
height.
Cain hit a dinger.
Really?
That
Did he really?
We're playing like a minor league ballpark or something. Yeah, with the
awesome.
swinging bat.
Yeah.
I like charity softball, any charity athletic endeavor, because you really get to see like who actually can play sports.
Yeah, I
Who
agree.
couldn't?
No, I totally agree.
It's kind of fun.
Oh man, that's the best part about celebrity is doing some celebrity fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Car race.
Ridiculous.
They used to have shit all the time. They had a jet ski race once that I did. I got a free wetsuit out of it.
Nice.
Was awesome. Softball, baseball, Dodgers.
That's fun.
Celebrity night. They used to have played hardball the first night I
Oh,
did
that'd be
it.
awesome.
Oh, it was awesome.
That would be cool. At least
Yeah, it
just
was the
try.
best. Yeah. I got thrown out. But
Okay, fair enough.
I was asked to leave.
It's literally asked.
I've had a situation. Well, I didn't really. I got traded to the other team.
Mid-game?
Mid-game.
Mid-game.
How does
That's
that happen?
Fantastic.
Well, how it happens is we had a coach, our manager was a guy I didn't know, but evidently he like ran show business.
Oh, fair enough.
And for William Morris or something, he would be the manager every single time. And it was my first year, so he didn't know me, but he wanted to win. And I played high school baseball, and I was good. I was a good baseball player, and so I went to the batting cage and shit because I'm
Hell
from
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to Dodger Stadium. When I was in high school, we played Darryl Strawberry's team there for the runner-up champ. No, Gerald Strawberry played for the runner. We beat Crenshaw, which is Darryl.
Take that.
We beat
It's important.
Darryl Strawberry's team, and then went to Dodger Stadium, and then lost
Very
at
nice.
San Fernando
That's
or whatever.
cool,
and
though.
Tommy Lasorda told me I could have played professional baseball. It was the greatest thing he's ever said. I tried out for the Dodgers. It was a long story.
I
It's a
like
joke.
this.
The point is this: I showed up fucking ready to play. Like, I had my mitt oiled up, had my dad park the van on it the night before. My dad's
were
like,
so
we
ready.
haven't lived together for 14 years. I'm like, just bring the van.
Put in reverse, please.
So, and I got there, and I was fucking hogging heaven because I'm from LA and I'm playing Dodger Stadium and I love playing baseball. And I see our coach, and he doesn't know who I am, but he seems intent on winning. And so before the game, I just go to him. I go, look, I know you don't really know me, or you don't know if I can play, but I can play, and I'm ready to play. So, if you're looking to win,
Good for you.
may want to put me out in center field,
Perfect.
And he
sell.
just looks at me and he goes, sit down. And I go, no, I'm not trying to piss you off. I'm just telling you, I can play. Like, you may not know who can play here, but I'm telling you I can play. And he's like, sit down. And he got pissed that I came up to him to, like, tell him his business or something.
What?
And then when the game started, there was like 15 or 18 of us just sitting in the dugout. And he was like, all right, you left field, and Steve Baldwin, you pitch, and then Corbin Burnson, you play shortstop, and Elaine Boozler, you're in right field, So it's a cavalcade of 90 stars, And he kind of looked at me, and then he skipped to the next person, like, and you go out. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not even starring. So then we get through this. We get through a few innings, and the clock's up on the scoreboard counting down, because when you get to 2 in the afternoon, now the Dodgers got to take infield and you got to clear out whatever inning it is. You're on the clock, Stephen Baldwin already bats, and now we're 45 minutes into the game, and he wants Baldwin to hit again. And I'm looking up at the scoreboard clock, and there's 12 minutes left in the game. Like, I'm literally not playing in this game.
Aww.
And we're not batting in any order or anything. People are just kind of walking up. So he's yelling for Baldwin, and Baldwin's not around. And so I grab a bat. I'm like, this is going to be my only chance to bat. And I just go up. I start walking to home plate, and he sees me, and he goes, hey, you, sit down.
No.
And I go,
who is he?
Why? What? I'm not going to be able to play. And he goes, sit down. And I just turn around. I go, fuck you. And he goes, what? And I go, I'll beat the shit out of you, old man. This old guy.
Charity.
And I used to teach boxing. I said, I'll beat the fuck out of you right now, you fucking piece of shit. And he's like, sit the fuck down. And we start this huge shouting match. And then we get broken up by our team, and then I get traded to the other team with 10 minutes left in the game. I still didn't play.
Wait, traded or just sent? Oh, like, did they get anything back?
They got a first-round pick. They were playing a couple guys off a AAA ball off the wire.
Holy cow.
I could not. No, so what happened? Okay, we got into a fight. It got broken up. I went back to the dugout. I sat down, our dugout, and then they found Stephen Baldwin.
Where the hell was Stephen
Baldwin hit a comeback dribbler to the pitcher, and like Corbin Burnson, like underhanded to first base, and the inning was over. And then I started heckling from our dugout at our manager, yelling, way to get us out of the inning, coach. Well, that was a nice shot, thank God. And then he came running back again and started screaming at me again. And we had another bigger fight, and I threatened him again. And then I got traded to the other team. And then I was unable to play in it for a few years.
For a few years that you were banned. Well, I feel
right. Then he retired. And then when he retired, I got reinstituted.
Thank God.
So he's gone. Yeah, you got to wait for the enemy to go.
How cool was it to be on Dodger Stadium, though, that first time?
Well,
oh, it was.
I mean, it feels like a bit bittersweet at this point.
Oh, shagging balls for Elaine Boozler was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a fucking dream.
Go Lane.
Yeah, I knew I'd arrived. All right, Zeke Moat. Is there a picture that exists of Zeke Moat? And if there isn't, then that's fine. But if there is,
oh yeah, that guy's.
Is there a color
that's
picture?
That's an amazing picture, by the way.
Is there a color picture of Zeke Moat? Does that picture exist?
He does have big feet.
Oh, there he is.
Okay,
all right.
All right.
Yeah. There he is.
Zeke
yeah. So Zeke's a big dude. Zeke played 8 years in the league, probably.
Yeah. So it happened when he was on the Patriots.
Oh, that makes the Patriot way.
He was a giant, and he got traded to the Patriots.
That makes more sense.
I always thought he was a he must have played his first few years as the Giants or something.
Yeah, he
then
did.
he got traded to the Patriots, and he just pulled his dong out.
Yeah, there's a reporter who her name was Lisa. Her name's Lisa Olson. She wrote for the Boston Herald, and she said that she was interviewing a player when Mo had approached her.
Oh dear.
Her quote is, "I kind of turned around so I won't have to look at him." Then 2 seconds later, he's standing right in front of me, making lewd gestures, saying things like, "This is what you want. This is what you're here for. And do you want to take a bite out of this?"
That's not how that works, is it?
And the other players were egging him on, saying, "Give her what she wants. Give her what she
If
wants."
they were
So,
if they're doing fantasy back then, I would have definitely drafted Zeke.
I
Like,
mean-
that guy's got it.
By the way,
He's
that
got
picture,
moxie.
she's not having any of it.
She
is
doesn't
not,
look happy about
she's not
this.
entertained by any of this.
But Zeke pulled out his giant dong.
Take a bite out of
Told
it?
her to take a bite out
Yes.
of it.
What an odd thing to
Then
say.
Zeke got into
Appetizer.
trouble, right?
Yeah,
she dropped the
He
dime
got in
on
trouble. I
Zeke.
think some of the other players also got in trouble for
Hmm.
egging
Yeah,
him on.
you can't do
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, even then.
But would you rat out Zeke back in the day if you were like a Cub reporter
I mean,
and Zeke was waving his wand around?
I feel like I would say something and make kind of like an embarrassing moment for him. I'm more
Would you
inclined
go
to
to
just
the
say,
front office?
I don't think so unless it became like a problem. I like to sort of handle things on my own. I mean, look, sometimes you can't, and I get that too. But it's not my first inclination to go involve someone else. But if he keeps doing it, then that's a whole nother situation. You'd like to think the other dudes too, the other journalists and stuff would have been like, bro, you can't be doing that. But I also understand, like, people don't want to get fired. They want to get a quote. They don't want to be the nerd.
Well, Zeke may have, I don't think anyone's done it since.
I mean,
so I'll
I've
put
never
it to
heard
you
of
that way.
Like, that is
That way?
excessive.
No, not that I can think of.
With the sentences to go along with it.
No, and trust me, like the amount of people that are in those clubhouses now, it's like 10, 15 people all kind of like in a scrum. So everyone's kind of on their very best behavior when they're in there.
Yeah, because
You better be.
everyone's being recorded now. And you're gonna get busted.
Everything.
And they'll take your credential away too at that point. Like,
Did they have a place like where they have the showers over here? But was there anything in between the showers and the sort of press area?
depends.
Yeah.
Depends on the locker room. Like the Nets did. They had to go to a different space to do the shower part and then come back and get dressed in the locker room.
I remember the
But
Dodgers visiting locker room was very unique because it was a kind of a smaller locker room, and you kind of didn't walk around the corner, go to the bathroom and the showers and all that, and just in that small locker room, that small space, that's just where the reporters would be, just in the middle of that locker room.
This is back when you were a Padre?
This is when I was a Padre. This is 2015.
And who'd you play with? I'm trying to think.
I was drafted by the Padres, I signed with the Royals, traded to the Rockies, signed with the Red Sox, Brewers, Mets, Diamondbacks, played for Israel and team for World Baseball Classic, played down in Mexico a couple times, all over the place.
How's the Israeli baseball team?
Actually, shockingly good. It's just American Jews that all banded together. So, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It was guys like me and Ike Davis and Ryan Lavarnway. We were able to cobble up 10 Jews to make a baseball team.
Yeah, and it makes sense. You got Sandy Koufax.
We got that.
And
Shawn
you got
Green.
Shawn Green.
Yeah.
Ugh,
And that's
I'm mad at Shawn.
And that's about it.
Shawn Green's fault, but
We love Sean Green.
What happened with Shawn Green?
I love Shawn
I want to
Green.
know
I
what
love
happened.
He's an
with Shawn
ex-teammate of mine. I love him.
no, I love Shawn Green too. But
He was here. a few
Dr.
years
Drew
ago.
and I met him once, maybe at the celebrity baseball game. Oh, when I did get cut from my celebrity team and was sent over to the other celebrity team, I did talk to some of the Diamondbacks and some of the Dodge. And I think I met Shawn Green, but I don't know who Shawn Green is. I met him once or twice, and then years ago, Dr. Drew was doing an interview in here with Shawn Green, and I was just sitting in the lobby, like waiting to come in here, and then Shawn Green came out with Dr. Drew, and he's just wearing shorts and flip flops or something, and he'd been out of the league for like 10 years, and then Drew just points at him and goes, "You remember this guy?" And I just go, "Oh no, I'm sorry, don't do that, Drew."
Why would you do
And then
that?
I yelled at Drew. I said, "Sorry, whoever you are, This is not indicative of you or me. But Drew, don't fucking do that.
Why would I do that?
I wouldn't. I met him one
I
time
would
14
never.
years earlier, and he was wearing a Dodger uniform when I saw him.
Easy to pick out of a crowd.
No
out of
context
context.
at all.
Yeah, hey, you know this guy? He's a tall Jew.
I hate that.
Yes.
God, that's tough.
Who are these people?
Like,
Who are the people where you go? You ever do that move with your spouse or partner or whoever it is, and you're going into some environment where it's some social environment, and you go like, oh, fuck, I can't remember any of these guys' names. They're all the sales guys from the fucking radio station are going to be here, and all this guy and that guy. And I can't remember any of this. So you say to your partner,
yes.
in the car ride over, you go, listen, fucking introduce yourself. When the person comes walking up to us with purpose, you jump out and you go, hey, my name is what's your name? And then they'll say, and then I'll go, oh, you don't know Brett? You don't know Brett? And then we'll do it that way, right?
Yeah.
And you give them the whole fucking spiel in the car on the way over, and then you get to the event and you're standing there, and the dude walks up. And he's like, hey, Adam, how's it going, Adam? It's good to see you, Adam. I haven't seen you in a while, Ace Man. And you're like, right, dude. Yeah.
Yep,
This is my friend over here. Yeah, and they go, oh, hi. And they go, hi. And you're like, what happened to the plan? What happened? What happened to the plan where you were going to fucking say your name and then they were going to say their name and I was going to go, oh, you two didn't know.
One
And then
job.
I'll say their name 5 times so they really think I know who it is.
You have to do it, which I never do.
They don't do it.
No.
They never, there's no amount of coaching or tuning. There's no tuning up in the car.
Come on.
On the way of, they always drop it. Why? What is that?
Because they want you to fail.
No.
They want you to fail. They want you to
fail.
fall flat on your face. I do this every single day with Michelle when we walk into the studio together in New York. I don't know anybody's name.
No one.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. And she doesn't know it either, so she's not going to help me out.
It's going to stay that way because I'm awful with names, and as I've gotten older, it's gotten worse.
Yes.
So good luck.
Well, you can, but here's the caveat. You can have someone who doesn't know anyone's name, but they can't be a regular. They have to be
Right.
brought from outside, and then they'll have to introduce themselves because you two can't do it because you're
No.
there every day and you can't remember everyone's name.
God, we look like
Right.
schmoes.
It's a lot of like, hey, what's up, my guy? It's a lot of that.
A lot of
that.
dude, a lot of bro.
What's up, brother?
A lot of hey you.
That is, I don't like dude guys who use dude too much, but I think there's a method to their madness.
Yeah.
I do a lot of like hooker, turds,
All the time.
fucker. I do a lot of that. Those are my 3 like nice.
Aw.
Yeah. Oh, when I walk into a room.
She calls me a hooker all the time. I
really?
kind of dig
yeah, I
it.
feel like that's
Yeah, it's
and
a
it
good one.
goes for the people I like.
Well, being a hooker is good if you're not a hooker, and it's like being a pimp if you're not a pimp. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually
you're like,
good.
Compliment.
thank you.
But if you're actually a prostitute, then it can be hurtful.
It's like
you know
calling
what I mean?
someone doctor.
Yeah.
That is a doctor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I kind of miss? I miss Champ.
Champs, yeah.
It's a good one.
Champ feels good.
Champ.
Scout.
Scout is good.
Sport.
Sport's nice.
It's not bad.
Champ's good, actually.
Champ.
Pumpkin. I got pumpkin as a kid.
Oh, you did? My grandfather called me Cookie.
Cookie. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, I liked Cookie.
Cookie, I like.
Never fucking brought me cookies, but he called me
I don't know
Cookie.
why I got that.
Seemed to have some obsession with cookies for never baking any, but all right. It's Cookie. Cody, did you have something?
It's like
Nah, my grandfather hated me.
Really?
So, yeah. No, I respected him a lot. He terrified me, but nah, there was nothing about me he liked.
Really?
I was
Why not?
I was a kid when he died. I wasn't done cooking yet. He was annoyed by children. I was a
Oh,
very
that's
annoying.
fair.
I was a very annoying kid.
Was he like an old school guy?
Kind of like an old school, like he came off to me like a mobster, like he
my
ran
God.
the Jewish mob in Santa Monica for years and years and years. That's what he looked like. No one's been able to confirm this, but I firmly believe there's something there. There's bodies buried somewhere.
There has to
You
be
grew
something.
up in Santa Monica.
Born and raised, went to
One
Santa
of
Monica
the-
High School.
Oh man, one of the few guys.
Yeah.
who's
weird.
from here.
I'm one of the. I'm like the rarest LA guy in that I'm from Los Angeles. Yeah.
Like, actually.
There's me. There's you.
Yep.
There's Dr. Drew,
It's 3.
and there's Attorney Mark Garrigus.
That's
Okay.
the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
It's true.
All right, so I have a theory then for you, and you maybe can tell me if you've experienced this
Let's hear it.
or not. What I started noticing about LA is I started noticing, especially working in Hollywood, a lot of people who came here from small towns and boring places like flyover states. Brattleboro, Vermont.
What the?
Worked with a guy from there. Lots, folks from like Pittsburgh and Indiana and stuff like
Duluth,
that, right?
Minnesota.
Duluth.
Yeah, like real, not blue and not the coast, right? Just
Right.
what we would call flyover states in LA. And by the way, growing up in LA, I didn't know. You don't know what Duluth is. You don't know where any of these places are because you're never going there, and who cares, right?
Fact.
That's when you grow up here. You're like, why should I go there? They're all going to come here, and I'll just wait for them here. And I literally didn't even know where any of these places were.
It's like in New York, too. New York is like that.
Yeah. And you could say, like, okay, I could go to New York, maybe Chicago or something.
Yeah, two great cities.
That's really about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere else.
Agreed.
And they should all come to me. And then I noticed these people coming here and, like, working in the industry and starting to pick up a lot of the accoutrements of the hipsters. Like a lot of earrings and man buns and shit, like stylish
Surfer
clothes.
stuff.
And guys wearing like lineman boots up to their thing and stuff. And I'm like, that guy's from some small town that's like 40 miles outside of St. Louis. Where did all the hipster shit come in? And then I started thinking about the people who were from here, the Dr. Drews, the Mark Garrigas's, and folks like that. And I'm like, they don't have any hipster trappings. They don't dress that way. There's no man buns. There's no earrings. There's no nothing. They're just dudes. And then I thought, oh, these people are doing their impersonation of what they think people from LA are supposed to do. The people who are from here don't do it. The people who come here because they're trying to get away, they're from the sticks and they fucking
Yeah, they
hate
wanna
their little town.
be somebody.
And their dad voted Republican and their grandma's a racist. And they went like, fuck, I'm going to come over here and hip the shit out of myself. And then they started like, then they got really into Radiohead and shit like that. And they're like,
Dark.
you're not this person at all. And by the way, you look at their high school yearbook, they don't look anything like a hipster. It's every day's Halloween
It's
for
like
them.
cosplay.
They're
Yeah.
doing their version of this thing, and the next thing you know, they're bisexual or something. It's like, you're not any of this stuff. You just think you're doing your interpretation of what people from here would do, but they don't really do it. The people who are from here don't really do that.
There's a line from a Shane Black movie called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang that I've stolen so many times. It's like somebody took the United States from the East Coast and shook it, and all the normal people were able to hold on. And everybody just landed in L.A. That is what L.A. is. Like, L.A. is the best, except for the people. And it's not the people that are from here. It's all of you people that have moved to my city and ruined it.
Yeah.
You're the worst.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
you have
stand
to have
you.
them. We all have to come out here
Do
to
we,
work.
though?
Yes.
Do we have to have them?
Yes.
It took me 45 minutes to get here. It was 5 miles. We could do with a few less
Trust
people.
me, I know. But it's you. Yeah, people come here to be somebody.
Yes.
And when you leave a town you grew up in to start fresh, you really look at it like starting fresh. I could be anyone I want to be, like a new me. And sometimes I think people get a little bit carried away.
I don't
with
think we
that.
need them either.
I know.
I think we're good.
I think it's like the top
Guys.
3% douchebags in every town just
Everyone.
leaves and comes to LA.
It's like, oh, you were the most handsome kid in your high school.
Yeah.
That's cool. You never taken an acting class and you think you're just going to hit it big
Right.
here.
But
Cool,
sometimes
cool.
they do, and that's what keeps them coming.
I know, and I hate
It's
it.
the one story of success that keeps them coming.
I don't like it. It's bothering me.
I want them to
I
be miserable
hate
like
it.
me.
agree. There's too much
Get out.
traffic. And
No, the traffic's
they're
bad.
not doing anything. And the other thing too is they're shooting themselves in the foot because a shitbox house in the valley is $1.7 million,
Yep.
right? And you're still working as a barista, and you're 42 now, and the country
tough.
music world has not opened its arms to you, or whatever it is. Move the fuck out.
I
You're
think
wasting
that'll
your
fine.
time here.
I've had a few friends that finally were just like, why am I still here? I was like, I don't know. I'm only here to work. And then I split time between here, New York, and Texas. And it's like, if you don't have to be here, I really don't understand staying. Because it's too expensive for what you get. You don't get anything for your money, actually. You get nice weather.
No, I've just heard a story in somewhere around Silicon Valley, somewhere tech, whatever. God, I think someone paid $1.7 million for like 382
No,
square
ma'am.
feet or something.
Good Lord.
No.
Now, it's crazy. In my neighborhood in La Cañada, they'll have a house on like a double lot, maybe a half acre lot. They'll sell the house for like $2.8 million, and it'll be bulldozed.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Yep.
My mom. I know what my mom's house is worth in Santa Monica.
She in Santa Monica?
Santa Monica.
Oh,
Same house.
What year did she buy it?
She bought it in 1988.
Oh, nice. Sitting
So
on a
she bought it for
gold
like
mine.
$340 at the
Right.
time, and
Right.
now I know what it's worth now, and I spit out my drink every time I look at that. I'm like, this is not worth this.
Right.
Period.
say
I could
that.
literally move to Chicago or move to like a normal city and buy a compound.
Oh, I mean, every time like Evander Holyfield sells his house on 26 acres and 7 million square feet with an indoor hockey rink and shit.
That's awesome.
He wants $2.3 million for it. I'm like, are you fucking nuts? I can't get a condo on the west side for that.
You can't. No, you can't. Yeah, it's expensive.
How would the math work? Like, if you don't make a ton of money, like
It's stressful. I don't get it.
That's why I don't understand there's so many people here. I know 5 people that even have a job here in LA, yet everyone's out at like clubs and the lavish parties. I'm like, you don't do anything.
I want to yell at every single person I see eating outdoors on a Wednesday at 11:30 in the morning. Like, what the fuck is going on? What are you doing? How did you do this? What are you working on? Where do you have to go? How?
Nowhere.
I feel the same way about the student protesters. And then they go, there's outside agitators. Who the fuck let them off work?
Yeah, they don't have. Yeah,
They've been agitating, and they're always like, we're going to stay in this library as long as it takes. Like, nobody, no boss, no parents, no mom, nobody's fucking calling you going,
Oh, I bet there's some interesting parent calls going on.
I can only imagine.
For some, but that's
well,
the
what's
students.
up with the parents? Like, you know,
don't know.
19-year-old daughter's taking over the building on the campus of UCLA, and you're just hanging out.
Classes are
Like,
canceled today.
Yeah, they were canceled, huh?
They could go have their brunch.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
But then the graduations get canceled, and like they were talking about how these are the students that also missed high school graduation because of COVID. Now you're gonna miss. I mean, look, I don't think it's a big deal to walk across the stage, but some people find that interesting and want it. I didn't care.
I haven't graduated yet. I'm good.
I didn't walk across.
where'd
mine.
you graduate from?
University of Texas in San Antonio. I went to Austin for 3 years and then I dropped out. And I eventually finished, but I wasn't there for it. I didn't. Who cares?
Yeah.
And it's literally not done one thing for me. I did it for my parents, so they leave me alone. They were
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, I was already working by the
I
time
was trying to
finished
talk
school.
my son out of college over dinner last night. What the fuck?
Well, what does
are
he
they
want to
gonna
do? Because that's
He wants to do broadcasting.
Then yeah, you don't need to go to college.
That's what first off, I am a pragmatic person, but in LA, that makes you a heretic. Like a fucking heretic. Like when you're going, the kid's 10. He can go walk to get frozen yogurt without a police escort. Are you crazy? It's like, you don't need to slather Purell on every fucking open inch of this kid's body just because he went outside. Are you nuts? Are you... I don't need to wear a mask alone walking on a fucking horse trail. You nuts? You got like I'm a heretic for being pragmatic. Like I was talking about college. I'm like, oh, let's go to Oregon. I'm like, how much is Oregon?
Oregon,
I know, it's like 50, 60 grand a year. I'm like,
For what?
you can learn to talk. You don't need to go to, what are you trying to talk about at college? It's like,
That's
no,
hilarious.
I'm trying to talk him into practicality. Why am I a heretic? Because I'm pragmatic.
I mean,
I would be celebrated in any other time period in this country, but I'm living in LA. It's 2024, and I'm like, I don't think I need to wear gloves to go into an Albertsons because COVID isn't spread by. Oh, he's a heretic.
wait, why is he picking Oregon?
Yeah, both places.
Interesting. I don't know. And not stay here if you're going to do broadcasting.
Yeah.
Unless he just wants to leave, I guess.
What no college will really tell anybody is everything you learn is on the job.
100%.
Everything you learn. It doesn't matter if it's broadcasting or welding. You want to be a welder? Show up at a welding shop, an apprentice, and in 2 years you'll be handling the MIG and the TIG.
Go intern. That's what I didn't go to school for any of it.
Just
I
tell him.
did it.
Yeah, just tell him to go to Northridge like every other kid that wants to pretend they went to college.
Let's not go nuts now. I got a reputation.
Yeah, I'd rather go nowhere.
My mom went to Valley College for like 28 years and then transferred to Northridge with her Chicano studies major. So
I love it.
yeah, he's a legacy over at Northridge.
Yeah,
Let's get right into
he's
some of
set.
that.
He's good to go.
I get depressed when I think about Northridge as a college.
All the time.
It feels like the opposite of college.
Like this should should be a junior college at best.
But even the setting, like when I think college, I think St. Elmo's fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think leaves
beautiful,
changing
yeah.
and ivy on the
Ivy
side of a
stuff.
200-year-old building.
This is like 9 bungalows in the middle of the valley.
Not stucco bungalows with flat roofs and aluminum windows. No.
Yeah.
That feels Northridge doesn't feel anything like college.
No,
to
that
me.
doesn't
Bars on the
sound-
windows. Yeah.
Well, you need that.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's Northridge.
I
Northridge.
want the thing where they're walking to the football stadium and the pep rallies
Yeah.
happening and the fall, the leaves are changing, that
Like
kind
Goodwill
of vibe.
Hunting or Dead
Yes.
Poets Society. I want that.
Yes,
It needs
or
to look
maybe
like
even
that.
a little Rudy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mine didn't look like that either.
Yeah.
UT Austin, kind of, but there are parts that looks college-y, but
Mine looked pretty sweet.
yeah. Yeah, yours is pretty.
Yeah, mine was pretty sweet.
What's
that's
your
a good
college?
I went to UCLA.
Yeah.
Oh,
his-
that's
his is
right.
nice.
So
You went to
I- because of UCLA,
Oh, yeah, I got
I-
confused because you said
Yeah.
you didn't graduate.
I just haven't graduated. I'm still 4 classes away, but I got drafted, and I was going to come back, and then the Padres wanted me to go to winter ball, so I never got to finish my classes.
Oh, you're stupid. I'm just kidding.
I'm fine. Who cares?
And guess what?
Being
Doesn't matter.
drafted is a good excuse not to finish.
It was a good
really
experience.
good
And then I played for 11 years, and you
Yeah,
know,
that's good.
it
That's
just,
a feather in your cap.
Worked
man.
out well, and immediately I literally retired right into a media job. So I'm about the luckiest son of a bitch on planet Earth. Yeah, so
And you need to go to college to play ball, but you don't really need it past
yeah,
that.
no,
did you?
I was a history major because I like history, not because I plan to do my future in history. So,
Right.
Yeah, I was going to play baseball.
It's weird to have a future in history.
It'd be
Yeah, that's a weird
Think
one.
about it.
Doc Brown did it.
That's true. All right, let me give you guys a plug.
Plugs.
Beadle and Decker. It is weekdays, and that does include Wednesdays. But it is weekdays, and it is noon to 3 Eastern Time. Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. Channel 82 is where you can go for that. Am I missing anything?
No, I think
No,
you
I think
nailed
that's
it.
it.
I'm going to be in Salt Lake City tomorrow night and Saturday night doing shows there as well over at Wise Guys. Go to AdamCarl.com for all the live shows. And Dustin Ybarra has shows coming up. Visit weenietips.com for that. Until next time, this is Adam for Dustin and Michelle and Cody and Chris saying mahalo.